I just love the end of that song. Hey guys, welcome to ZSR, Ocarina of Time Weekly NA. Today, for our commentators, we have Salty Sponge and Emo Soda, and our runners are Marco, Just Sam, Mr. Martin, and Riley. And my son.
What's up, everybody?
Oh, what's up, chat? How's everyone doing today? Got some high caliber players here today.
Some hype runners on stream. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
All 4 Season 3 top 32 runners. Marco made it to, I believe, I want to say winners finals? No, yeah.
Grand finals, isn't it?
Oh, grand finals, that's right.
Against Bono.
Yep.
The one true champion for last season. Spoilers. Kinda. It's like maybe 6 months ago,
Yeah.
but
Nah, it's not a spoiler at this point.
nah. Just a fact.
Apparently our audio is quiet, according to chat. Maybe I just have to speak louder. Does that work?
Just eat your microphone and yell into it.
Alright, looks like we got a Goron Ruby start. See, I like stone starts. It means that if Requiem's on OOT, it makes the decision so much better. So much easier.
You're just gonna push more donjons, so I'm definitely a fan of it. It just keeps you like more in check to do less overworld, which is gonna save you more time overall. Less travel
You know,
time.
it's kind of
and all
sad. It's kind of sad, but you're right.
that. Yeah, like it just kind of makes you play better, I think, overall. But like it can definitely lead to traps and like, you know, if you ignore like a way of the hero or don't get a hint somewhere in the overworld, it can definitely come back to bite you.
Alright, so we should probably be getting going relatively soon. But before we start, Emo, who you got? Restream. Which of our 4 runners do you think is gonna take this one home? First on Restream.
Hard to say for sure. Depends on if GTG has anything, I think. Overall, I would say Marco probably is heavily favored to win this.
It's a safe bet.
He hasn't been playing a whole lot, but I mean...
Oh, we're off. They all have similar looking tunics. All cool colors.
Who do you think is gonna win?
You know, I always like to be a little bit contrarian. I like Riley.
Do you now?
I like Riley's chances. Oh, nice Mido's house. We got magic and a bomb bag. 2 items that you definitely want to find early because you don't want to be magic for go mode. Well, I'll put it that way.
Yeah, that'd be a tragic. Or getting like an out of logic magic and then finding the in logic magic later, just kind of face bombing. Man.
Yeah, we got 3 runners, Marco, Just Sam, and Mr. Martin going for Kokiri's sword chest. Now, it's actually become kind of meta to skip this chest recently. Because there are ways you could route it in more efficiently, but it looks like our 3 runners here opting to do it early. Ooh, and Furor's win!
Nice.
Wow!
That's gonna
We are not
be
even... We are barely a minute in, and we can already use Furor's win. What the hell? Meanwhile, Riley's heading down. Is Riley gonna opt to do 3 Grotto into Valley Lake? It looks like it. He's on his way. Yep.
Okay. Kind of
There's
prioritize
also-
the out of the way kind of checks down here field.
There's also like a back route. You do a remote grotto to Boulder Destiny, and it kind of sets your time up pretty well. And we just got Zora's River Foolish as well, so RIP to all you early river meta players out there.
Could be a thing too with the early bomb bags. So if you don't find that hint, you could just do river pretty early here.
All right, and we got Riley. Yep, looks like he's doing remote grotto to Boulder Destiny, and we got Mr. Martin is gonna push Deku here. A little bit of divergence here on the restream.
Definitely prefer Martin's way of doing it. I love Deku Start. Not having a seed beat Deku Start for me is kind of a crime. So I don't know. I just really like Deku as a play and an opener. So
definitely a valuable, valid opening strategy, and it works in many different situations, especially with a bomb bag. You can hit Boulder Destiny after, and your time of day is relatively good for 3-song, or you could go adult if you're feeling risky. I personally prefer 3-song myself, but you know, there's different ways to play every seed. Looks like the Goron's dead. Wasteland is dead. And we do have SFM Way of the Hero, according to my notes. An Ice Trap Skull Mask. That's definitely a hint you want to get early.
it's just nice to know that you don't have to go out of the way for it. Because it is kind of out of the way in Lost Woods, and you have to do some travel time between Kakariko and Market.
Those picked up double defense. Oh, is Marco gonna cat chain here?
Looks like it. He's not turning around again. Gets a lot of the same advantages that the time of day kind of a start gets out of the other openers.
Okay, I saw OGC Foolish. Martin just picked up a strength upgrade in Deku. 30 is dead. And I saw a Skull Kid hint. Skull Kid is dead, okay.
There's also Minuet on OOT.
Ooh, that can get very interesting logically.
Yeah, depends what the dungeons are.
Some of the biggest, in terms of spheres, seeds I've ever played were logical all dungeons for forest access. So that can get messy very quickly. Alright. Marco, look, did he get cat chain for sure? He must have gotten cat chain.
Yeah.
I was writing down hints. Nothing in Chu Bowling, Martin and Deku, and just Sam over in Valley, and 2 strengths in Deku.
There we go. That'll open up some options for him.
Grab Requiem and Rush Spirit.
Very likely required.
Oh, and Iron Boots are in Gerudo Valley. Oh, that can be really bad for some of these players who do not prioritize Valley early, if they are required.
Yeah, Valley's a scary area. It can just... I don't know, I always perceive it as being so out of the way, and it takes forever to get there. If you don't check it early, you're gonna get it super late. What if you never go GCG and Valley's just still there?
And apparently, according to chat, we have a 40 Skulls Rang hint. That must have been on, I want to say Riley's side? And a Bowen Valley as well? What is going on? Where are all these items when I play my seeds?
Yeah.
Is this a Season 3 qualifier? I mean, 40 Skulls is Rang, but...
Colossus is dead too.
That's a nice hint. You know, Warp Song's there now for sure. Honestly, 40 Skulls isn't even that bad as long as you get the tools to do it. You get Sun Song, a hook shot, like Brutal's Letter too. That's not the worst thing in the world.
This is pretty alright as far as like item locations go. These are all like areas you're most likely gonna go to outside of, you know, Valley. Like kind of like I was saying, really depends on how these runners perceive going to Valley. If they think it's like kind of out of the way, they might never get it, or they might get it pretty early. Especially with the bomb bag, like that can push a lot of people into the south field, kind of like we're seeing.
Yeah, especially.
Ooh,
Right, and there's Requiem.
awesome. I mean, definitely go check it, because it could be Serenade or Prelude.
Of course, and you want one of those two songs for absolute sure in your child one.
Oh yeah.
It's a free
It just
trip
saves
back
one
adult
time.
when you're done.
Yeah. Less field travel, less overworld travel.
Shoutouts to Toxic in chat. Keeping tabs on the amount of skulls and logic for us. Appreciate you.
Yeah, where was that bottle again? Was that in field?
I believe
It's in a grotto
was.
somewhere.
Yeah, the
I'm
only
pretty sure it was.
might have been in Boulder.
Yeah, I think so.
It was in Boulder.
So it was like a nut, an open grotto, and then Southfield had double
Ooh,
defense.
what is that? Oh, that's a hook shot in Tektite Grotto!
Ooh.
Yes! Just Sam can get that. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
If Just Sam checks that after
The Valley play
Doing-
coming through.
after he does one song, if he checks that Tektite Grotto on the way to Lon Lon, that could be massive for him. That's worth going adult right after. Honestly. You warp to Colossus, get your warp song, and then just go right adult to grab it, potentially. You could do DC, you can clear Forest entirely if it's required.
Probably grabs the Lon song. He's already kind of halfway there.
Yeah,
If
for
he
sure.
would go
You grab
there,
that,
but-
you grab that, and then I would consider it. And Marco's going to check Tektite Grotto as well, so he's gonna know that that's there. But he does not currently have the Iron Boots from Valley to get that hook shot. Martin's going to check Boulder. Riley is in Lon Lon Ranch.
Ooh, Marco sees the hook shot. And he's very surprised. he's gonna go to Lon Lon. Is he gonna go Valley though? What do you think, Marco?
With a bomb bag, it's really feels bad to go to Valley when you have a bomb bag. Especially when he's already done 3 Grotto. If you're playing like super safe and super like you just want to check everything, it makes sense to go, but like if you're trying to like play aggressive, which is like kind of the play style that's been pushed recently in terms of the meta, it can be really feels bad to go check that. And Song of Time over at Lon Lon.
Oh, no opponents yet, which is kind of, that would open up another option to kind of check that as adult potentially in Valley.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's found Mom Shoes yet though.
Yeah, I don't believe those have been acquired.
Be really interesting
Wow,
to see if there's gonna be another bow somewhere here early in the seed, or if that's just gonna be pretty much it. Ooh, there's a bomb bag, another one.
Wow, this... Alright, you know what this means. We have a very front-loaded seed to this point. But that means there's going to be one item in the middle of nowhere.
Probably. I mean, it's still a little early to tell, but I think if it were me, I would probably just check everything that's bomb locked, just to be totally sure. So I would go more towards the DC, DMT kind of area pretty soon. Probably just check CAC and then make a decision after that. After getting free Song and Deku.
That's a play. That's definitely a play. Looks like Riley's picked up Serenade. I don't know about you. I love getting Serenade in my Child 1. It creates so many interesting routing options, especially if like you get items that allow you to, you know, like say you get Ruto's letter and you want to hand it in quickly, and you want to control time of day. It's so interesting to route around.
Yeah, really like it with scale. It's always kind of either get one super early or get one in for a whole while.
Okay, I
learning
saw
the balance
Spirit,
here.
Forest, Fire, Deku to Dongos, and Water. Okay.
So Chabu Shadow Stones, interesting.
Oh no, that boomerang on 40 now. Is it bait? Is it bait for all dungeons for forest access?
It's just hanging out there. Your friendly neighborhood rang. Just
Alright,
hanging out.
so we have Martin going adult here. I'm not sure if they got any songs. This might just straight be a Deku to adult play, which, when you have a bomb bag and strength 2, isn't a bad play. Also, Tumbletalk in chat asks where Feroz was. That it was in the Kokiri sword chest. Everyone has it but Riley.
It's definitely an opener that I kind of tend to gravitate towards. Just Deku to early adult, and then you should have a pretty okay idea in terms of what you should do after that. I think the good thing about it is you can always go just do 3-song if you'd really want to after Deku, or you can go early adult at that point. So it's got that kind of fluidity to it. Kind of the same thing with going to Kakariko. You could go River, you could go up DMT, you could go, I don't know, you could go Forest if you really wanted to.
Absolutely. And it also gives you an opportunity to pick up items like Scale or Letter, which can help your child routing immensely.
Ooh.
Oh.
Like
Oh
that.
my, this happens every time I open my mouth. It's just... we find the item I'm referring to.
Ooh,
Fireway
Temple
the
Waiter.
hero. That is
Nice.
Stone Fire. No, never mind. It's not Stone Fire.
Yeah, it's Medallion.
Yeah. Alright. Will we have to go all the way to the end, though? Stay tuned to find out.
Ooh.
Oh no, Riley. Riley getting bodied by that Skull Walchula.
Just a nice hug. Skulltulas are really lonely on Deku. There's not many visitors. It's only insects.
Sari's object brings up a good point in chat. With Serenade, it's a pretty good idea to go set Pierre before going to Fire, because you never know if these runners are unable to get that hook shot before going to Fire, Way the Hero. You might want to make sure that you have Pierre in case you find a hook shot in there. Since Water is a medallion, both hooks are Way of the Hero.
It's just really nice to have when you're low heart in Fire as well. You have a
sure.
bottle, you can get a fairy, and it's a lot more convenient for sure. And something
Did
like
just Sam check Tektite Grotto on the way to Lomnon Ranch? I don't feel that they did.
I don't think so. I think that'd be too
I feel like it would have taken them.
slow.
Oh! And Martin gets bailed out. There's a Valley Way of the Hero and Dodong goes.
That's pretty insane.
That's actually amazing for all
really-
of the runners here.
Yeah, everyone gets
That
bailed
leads-
out.
That leads directly to Hookshot. So basically, once all of our child runners finish their 3 songs and go adult, they're gonna do Dodongos no matter what. It's a medallion. They'll all
Yeah,
find
bomb
that
right
hint
there.
and they'll route Valley in on their child section. Probably the ones that haven't gone Lake already will play Serenade, go Lake, and then head out to Valley that way. It works. That's such a huge hint for all of our runners. Except for just Sam, unfortunately. I'm sure
Yeah.
disappointed.
When you see kind of that, and you do an early Valley play, it has 2 items, you're like, oh wow, such a huge advantage if no one comes here. you just see it evaporate like instantly before your eyes. Just like, no, my potential advantage, no.
My god route.
Yeah.
So we have Martin making their way through Dodongo's Cavern. Riley and Marco both in Deku. Just Sam just saved Warp. So they will probably be heading to Deku very soon.
I think everyone's picking up skulls that are pretty convenient. No one's gone too out of the way for him yet.
It's not really easy to route in a ton of skulls as child without Sun Song and a bottle, especially in your child 1. But knowing where that hook shot is, it'll be interesting once our runners pick up the hook shot to see how much more they prioritize skulls along their route. It'll be interesting to see who wants to be safe to go for the boomerang or who wants to be risky and hope it's not required.
Ooh, the nice one cycle from Marco there in the Deku basement.
Oh, I need to learn how to do that. It's so swag.
Just positioning and then a couple of shield flicks, and I don't know, it seems really not too bad. Definitely something to practice. I think only a few other people have used it really. I've only really seen Westover use it too. Maybe a couple other people, but
We got a rank chest hint. The boomerang chest contains the Stone of Agony. That's actually that is a really good hint because of the boomerang on 40. That lets you know that once you get Ruto's letter, you do not have to worry about dipping Stone Jobber for 1 check. For sure.
oh yeah.
That's a really good peace of mind for our runners.
Yeah,
I think picking up some bomb shoes in Lost Woods. Sorry, go ahead.
Pretty interesting. Yeah, it's kind of, the rank chest is interesting. It's kind of like, lost my train of thought. Sorry.
It's okay. It happens to the best of us. If that was my fault for interrupting you, I apologize.
No, it's okay.
Alright, Riley and Marco kind of on top of each other right now. Mr. Martin heading to go kill King Dodonger. Sam is navigating through Deku, picking up their strength upgrades in there.
I think all the runners got the River Baron hint, right? Did anyone not get that? I think Martin didn't get that, so he might even go through there to try to get to Minuet, because SFM's way to hero. I know he's gotten that.
Yeah, Martin did not check Open Grotto. He did early Deku into early adult. And gold gauntlets on Ocarina game.
Huh.
Alright. Well, you know what that means. 20 minutes strength 3. That means Spirit's going to be barren.
Let's just find ZL on Saria's so that we have a 30-minute OGC. I'm here for it.
Hey, I'm down for that. Now this is where we find a Deku Tree Way the hero with only strength upgrades. And then we're left to wonder, what's in Ganon's castle? Alright, Martin finishing up the Dongos. Sorry.
Look, when we do know that the OGC is foolish, so we don't have to do that necessarily. But yeah, Ganon's castle could have light arrows. There's also the really rare chance where you open castle for an item that unlocks light arrows in a different location entirely. But
we do have Stone Shadow.
Ugh. It's Spectre of a dungeon. Ooh, Song of Storms is vanilla in the seed. Opens up a whole dungeon, lots of sporadic checks everywhere.
We'll have to see what song is that childless of them. Because ZL has to be somewhere, and if Martin decides to go to Adult Sacred Forest meta and finds ZL, that could be very good for him. The bottom of the well has some items in it.
For sure. It would be out of logic, but sorry, is couldn't be anywhere too deep in the seed,
For
really.
sure.
Unless you find that out of logic too, and then it turns into all dungeons or something, but only for logical completion or something like that, you know. Still in play. Need to know where sorry is.
Actually, very important information for this seed. Oh, hey, a lens!
Look at that.
In the graveyard crate.
It's looking back at you as you're peering under the ledge.
Hey, it's in logic, you can get beans.
It's true. Oh, there is ZL on sorry is.
Alright. So when Martin comes back for 3 song, he's going to have that as an option. Whether he wants to chase that option is up to him. Marco is collecting some, I would consider potentially out of the way skulls here. He's checking Boulder Maze, he's grabbing a skull in the crate. I'm curious as to what his reasoning for doing Goron City here is. You see Riley completely skipped Goron City, but he might do it on his way back. He might want to go get ZL first, just in case. I'm curious if Marco's prioritizing like skulls that he can get now along the way. See, he's got bottles. He's got bugs in a bottle. It looks like he's playing for this boomerang.
Yeah, when he save quit back to Link's house, he actually drank the potion there, so he's definitely been thinking about this for a while. Probably like the last 5 minutes or something before doing that.
And we do have a Hyrule Field Way of the hero, so that's probably pointing to that hook shot. So those, like just Sam, who may have missed the hook shot in Tectite Grotto, will have reason to go full clear. So everybody's getting bailed out. Oh, and there's another bow on Anju!
Nice, nice.
So the bow is confirmed, not Way of the Hero, so we know those irons are required, for sure.
Could be something
now know.
Hammerlock there.
It's possible.
Outside chance. Curveball for the runners. Always scary and not full clearing Way of the Hero area sometimes, because items could just be under the rock you didn't turn over the first time you go there.
Yeah, if Hyrule Field's Way of the Hero especially, I always try and route it into where I can just clear it all at once,
Clear it all.
forget about it later, yeah. Looks like
Yeah,
Martin's
closest-
making his way up DMT.
It's the closest to the field that you're going to be in the seed, pretty much, is around this mark, 20-30 minutes into the seed. Otherwise, you're going to be kind of pretty deep in dungeons mostly, and hopefully you have all the warp songs to just go there. Especially with it being Stone Star, they're going to be a little bit more gravitating towards the dungeons here.
For sure, for sure.
Free
Just
shield
Sam's
for those
also
who-
picking up bugs.
Yeah. Okay. So Sam and Marco are kind of committing to skulls a little bit more than the other runners so far. There's another bomb bag. Nice refill for Martin. 28 bombs just laying
Ow.
on the floor.
That's all 3 bomb bags. Less than 30 minutes into the seed.
Nice. Yeah, no one's going to be explosive starved this seed.
That's for sure.
Hopefully.
Now you see, with Stone, Jabu, and Minuet on OOT, I'd be a little bit more cautious to go for that boomerang, to be honest. That's just my personal opinion, though. Because it's... unless you have some weird logic that's pointing you there, and you know it's not AD for forest access no matter what,
Ooh.
it can be very risky.
GTG Way of the Hero in the Song of Storms Grotto in DMT. Okay.
Okay.
That's
I
definitely.
believe we don't have logical access at the moment.
Not yet. They could get there with Requiem to reverse out logic, but no opponents yet. No long shot yet. I haven't seen SFM as adults, and we haven't seen what's at Bolero yet either. Don't have access to that either. Really kind of
But we
missing
do have
hookshot
logical
or
access.
hovers.
You can grab the irons and use the bomb bag and get the hook shot and protect that grotto. So the Crater Song isn't logic.
Oh, sure.
But obviously nobody has the hook shot yet, so we're gonna have to wait on that one.
Yeah, we'll see what Jussan is gonna do here. He's just kind of wrapping up his 3-song route, including Deku in that, along with some of Field and Valley. So he's gonna go adult here, probably around the 29 to 30 minute mark. Probably go just straight to Dongo's Cavern. Gonna see a lot of these runners probably just go cack with the Dongo's Cavern. Pretty safe play.
What's really interesting for Sam here is he's about to get Hyrule Field Way of the Hero on top of these Sacred Forest Meadow hints. It's interesting to see if he'll kind of call an audible and route those in sooner, knowing that he can get every check in Hyrule Field.
Yeah, I think that would push some people towards at least just definitely checking that. I mean, he hasn't really found anything in Field yet either. So I think it's definitely going to push him towards the hook shot. Just a matter of when he's going to do it.
Yeah, for sure. Did not write down Ice Head Bolero. So here we see Marco and Just Sam are taking a little bit longer with their child sections, picking up skulls to potentially protect against the boomerang being required. And we have Martin and Riley being a little bit more aggressive. Martin, especially with this adult play, he's heading towards adult SFM. When it's Way of the Hero, I think that's always a good play.
Yeah, I think with Bomb Bag, Bottle especially, kind of lends itself to kind of medium-length child sections here. Nothing too crazy. You're not going to do like 2 or 3 dungeons or something like that. It's pretty safe, I would say.
It's just very unfortunate for Martin that he's going to be right outside of Forest Temple. You know Minuet's on OOT, so you're probably not going to get it, and it's very possible that our other runners will have hookshot when they head there. So that could be a potential routing inefficiency that could cost Martin some time.
Interesting, there's a slingshot there at Kikuri Forest, SOS.
Yep, that's Sphere 1. So logical Deku completion is able to be acquired. So Light Arrow's cutscene is officially in logic. Guess what song Riley just got in Composer Grave? Looked like Suns?
Yeah, it was Suns, Vanilla. So both Suns and Song of Storms are Vanilla seed.
See, Riley has picked up bugs as an adult, possibly thinking about grabbing more skulls in his next child section.
Did you see what was on top of the Colossus there?
I think it wasn't anything.
It's like a bomb bag or something.
I'm not 100.
Or
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
Oh right, Colossus is foolish anyway.
Ooh, a claim check in Sun's Grave.
Oh.
We do have Bigoron dead, so that is a empty item. Nice glitchless jump from Martin. Really clean first try.
Yeah, pretty quick. Marco getting that scale from Cack. Riley doing some Dampe racing. Just Sam is just going adult here.
Ooh. Nocturne at Adult SFM. A great song to have, but not if it's Way of the Hero, in a Way of the Hero location with Shadowless Stone.
It's pretty spooky. ZL and Nocturne both in the same location. Both could just be Way of the Hero, could just be one or the other. Likely, usually just ZL, but, you know, Stone Shadow, man. It's just there. You have magic, you need dens, but, you know, not too far off from that.
Yeah, just tins and hovers. Looks like Martin is gonna go back to Child now. I would say that's a pretty pretty successful adult section, personally.
Yeah, I think he went adult around probably the 12 or 13 minute mark. This was about a 20-minute stretch there. It's pretty alright. You got another dungeon done. Didn't find too many items really, but that scale's really going to help out routing along with the slingshot. And of course you have Aurora's Wind, so if you find ladder, you can turn it in and just place that in Jabu if you really want to. In case the rang is required, of course.
Yeah, and I think a lot of this seed moving forward is gonna hinge on how much do these runners like trust their ability to grab skulls without losing too much time. Because with an ambiguous item on 40 skulls like the boomerang, which has a very low chance of being required, but if it is, that could be the victory right there.
Sam went right for the hook shot too. Pretty much right after turning adult.
That's going to be really good for Sam's routing. Sam is going to be able to full clear Forest upon getting to Sacred Forest meta. That is really efficient.
Really strong. Especially with no minuet, knowing it's on Ocarina of Time, it's going to save a lot of time in overworld travel.
For sure. Knows there could be some snowball items in Forest.
Yeah, shoutouts to ZeldaSpeedRuns for the raid of 60. It's a lot of people. Welcome.
What up, ZSR? Riley doing his best ATZ impression on adult shooting.
Always sucks when you just miss like one randomly. Thankfully he has enough money.
He has a shield. He could sell the bugs for money if he doesn't have a shield to buy one, if he really wants a shield.
For Just Sam, I mean, if you're gonna go to Forest, I would think, just from an ease of play perspective, just pick up a shield.
Sure. It's the same thing with Riley. You pick up the 20 bucks in the box by Back Grotto for money for a shield, but Riley spent extra money. Oh no, Riley's heading up DMT without a shield, because he's 1 rupee short. Yeah, that's a situation... Sorry, what was that?
Where was that valley Way of the Hero again?
The Dongo's Cavern. The hint on the right. Yeah.
So, trying to measure Just Sam's disappointment meter. It's not too incredibly high right now, but we're getting there.
It's
almost
going
there.
to be.
It's gonna be.
For Riley though, that was a situation where I would have sold bugs to the person outside in CAC.
You only need one more too.
Yeah,
So,
like you legit need 1 rupee. Like break grass, sell bugs. Like you're in DC without a shield. Like they're gonna get bailed out in Juke Wall. But...
Yeah. You could just reload CAC and get it in the box. You could get some in the pots, like by Empa's house. Like, there's a lot of different kind of plays you have available with 1 rupee short. So I don't know. I kind of agree with you there.
Not a crazy time loss, but it's time you're losing nonetheless.
A lot up later, especially if you kind of want to go to Forest after this. I mean, you're going to be exiting right into buying it again. So you kind of have that. You don't really need it for Dodongos, not really. So I can kind of see just waiting and not trying to waste time if you don't know where money is available immediately.
Yeah, I can see that.
Marco getting his bow. Kind of eyeing it suspiciously. Not sure what he's thinking about the bow there, but... Definitely be interesting to see how quick these runners get that hook shot. It's the only one we've seen so far.
And it's 100% required as well. There's no getting around it. It is hinted, Way of the Hero, so...
Exactly.
So everyone will get it eventually. It's just a matter of, will Just Sam getting the hookshot as early as he has compared to our other restream runners, will that snowball into, like, just dungeon into dungeon into dungeon? Like, Hammer and Forest can be very big for Sam. It snowballs right into Fire Temple, Way of the Hero. That could snowball into Spirit Temple with Mirror Shield, potentially. Lots of different ways this can go.
You could even just rush GTG if you really wanted to.
That's always on the table. There's a lot. Just Sam has a lot of really good options right now.
Oh yeah. A lot of good dungeons available. Riley going for the... Okay. Looked like he was going to set up for the glitchless jump, but just bailing out of it.
Alright, so Marco has picked up his Valley Way of the Hero, and I assume that's probably the first place he's going when he goes back Child, or at least thereabouts.
Yeah. Can even take a peek at... Well, actually, he knows about the hookshot already in Tektite. He saw that pretty early.
Yep, so as soon as he grabs those Iron Boots, he's gonna know for sure that's a hookshot, essentially. It'll be interesting to see, once he grabs the Iron Boots, if he chooses to go back Adult immediately, knowing he can clear Forest Temple, or if he chooses to stay and maybe do Bottom of the Well.
Martin gonna take a look at Tektite here. Gonna see the hookshot.
Yep. He's got Hyrule Field Way of the Hero from Adult SFM. Makes perfect sense.
Getting a second look at that. Wants to make sure it's not a bomb refill or something like that. Gonna go to Valley now too. He has that Way of the Hero.
Yep.
So Martin in a pretty good position as well. Pretty efficient.
Yep, I think of our current restream runners, I think that Sam is in the best position, followed by followed by Martin, and then Marco and Riley are kind of tied. They're both doing the same thing right now, so things can change very quickly as we move along.
Yeah, like we were saying, they have a lot of options available to them with the item set available. So it's kind of preference, kind of how well do they prioritize one Way of the Hero over another. Could even dip fire if you really felt inclined to. It'd be an aggressive dip, but it could be something like Hammer and the near boss chest and fire.
Oh man, that would be
pretty fog.
I think for Sam here, the best play for sure, in my opinion, is to go Forest first. That way you maximize your chances of grabbing the Hammer before fire, and then if that doesn't work out, you can always just dip that after and then and then warp out, and then go back child if you don't find anything.
It's their most linear dungeon too. Wasting the least amount of time. It's not barren either. Not foolish in this seat, so I find like something in there, hopefully.
Martin has now picked up his iron boots. Riley has killed King Dodonger, and Marco is making his way towards King Dodongos.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep track of all their dungeon times here, and their orders, so it'll be interesting to compare all the players' routes here. Ooh, Icy Waters is dead too. It's her last sometimes hint.
Hint usually checked early on, but with bombs and Mitos House, that hint usually gets pushed off later.
That way they'll know it's not Iron Boots for Icy Waters as well. Probably maybe push them towards water, maybe a little bit earlier than they would want to go. Maybe go there without a long shot. I think GTG is probably going to be one of the top priorities for a lot of the runners. I could see a lot of... Ooh. Riley is dropping Forsman into Dongos there, you see that?
I'm trying to think about how
Why
that would be a
that?
good like hub for Riley.
Yeah.
Fire? Potentially? Because no minuet. You're closer to fire, I guess. You could Requiem into Spirit and Ferore's Wind if you want to, for whatever reason. Like, Bolero's an Ice Cavern, so you can't get that. Minuet's on OOT. That's probably your closest warp to fire.
Or Forest.
Because he doesn't have Nocturne. Or Forest, yeah. It's the closest to both if you don't have any of those warp songs. He doesn't know he's going to get Nocturne, but for now, that's probably his best way to get back.
Riley also just learning that GTG's way of the hero. Ooh, there's just Sam getting the Valley head. Peak sadness. Peak sadness.
His disappointment is immeasurable, and his day is ruined.
Thankfully, there's still a lot of race left, so could definitely still pull out a win here. It's not the end of the world. It's way better than leaving it behind forever and then learning about it. Definitely. Kind of interesting to see the Zora Tunic pretty early.
I love seeing Tunics early on. It lets me know that my Way of the Heroes are more trustworthy immediately. Especially with Water as a medallion, Fire as a medallion. I want to see wallets and Tunics. Yeah.
At least knowing where they are is super nice. Oh, nothing on 10 Skulls.
So Martin's heading into Child of Spirit here. These are new checks on our end.
It's kind of interesting. He's doing this before going adult. Or actually, no, this is still in his child section. So he only did Deku into adult, now he's doing his child section with 3 songs, so
yeah.
Pretty interesting. Trying to get this without stunning the Stalfos, you just have to shoot fast. There's no real setup for it, other than the naming.
Yeah, I like this here because the last thing you want to do with Strength 2 is go back for an adult section and get key locked immediately.
There's the wallet.
Alright, so there is no Tunic logic bait today. All of our Tunics are in logic.
Very nice.
We already have Lens accounted for. We have Requiem anyway. Way of the Hero is looking very trustworthy. It makes it a lot easier to just say, screw it, I'm going for it.
Dungeon hype. Let's get some dungeon hype in chat. We love seeing dungeons, I do.
We got Din's Fairy on Marco's end. New check. And Marco may be planning to go adult quickly after this. He has his iron boots, I think. Or is that Martin that has them?
Just Sam has the iron boots, and Martin has the iron boots, but Marco's not gone Valley yet.
Oh, okay, so he's just gone back child. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marco kind of stayed adult for basically just DC and CAC. Now this is Child 2 segment after doing kind of a 3-song route as his opener.
Yep. So Marco is gonna grab those iron boots, and without Nocturne, I think honestly he finds the iron boots and then goes adult to grab the hook shot and continue his progression.
Which one's Riley and which one's Marco? They're just doing the same route. I can't tell which is which.
One just slightly later in the day.
Yeah.
Well, Toxic does have a point in chat. We do not yet have logical forest access.
It's true.
So if it's logical all dungeons, that could be
I mean,
nasty for logic.
I don't even know where Letter is yet. Don't even have Dins, Hovers, or MIA. I don't know. I would want to just rush GTG out of logic here, just to try to understand where the other items could be. Because we know pretty much that I think it's going to be Letter locked, right? Like opponents behind Letter, or it's that crater or something. I mean, it's either that or they have to be water, I guess. And I don't know.
But according to chat, and yeah, I really should have realized this earlier, but four screens. Nocturne being an Eidos of them with Stone Shadow means that it cannot possibly be AD for 4 spaces. Because you cannot complete Shadow without first getting into Forest.
Sure, yeah. Well, still be good to know where Saris is, right?
Alright, Riley is checking South Field. Gonna clear the Hyrule Field way of the hero. I believe there was only double defense left in field. Riley, like major items that they haven't gotten yet.
Yeah, for Riley. Other than the hook shot.
I'm curious, Marco is in Domain right now. Well, Marco played Serenade to go to Lake. I assume after this the play is to not go down river because they know it's barren. Probably just go right back through the shortcut and head out into Gerudo Valley.
Yeah, he hasn't been Lake yet, so I think routing in all these checks, I think, is probably the way to go, at least for Marco. It's kind of what we're seeing from Riley, too. Except he's going to go, you know, overworld field rather than through domain. Haven't seen any domain checks yet.
Yeah, it's interesting. Riley is kind of rushing Valley while Marco's... It seems like Riley hasn't gone Domain because he doesn't have Rudo's letter. And it can be really inefficient to go Domain without the letter. But when you have Serenade and Scale, you can go either way with it. Especially with River Baron, you're not gonna want to come to Domain pretty much any time other than right now in your route here.
It's pretty
so it makes
similar
sense for Marco to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty similar to just going to Valley. You can kind of replace, you know, either or. You can do Valley before Domain, or you can do Domain before Valley. I think it's fine. That depends what you want to prioritize a little bit more and where you currently are on the seed when you kind of commit to that play.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, Marco gonna get the at least one Knight Skull here, probably behind the lab, and then also the Bottle Skull. So that'll put him to, I think, around 12 or 13, I want to say.
Yeah, he's gonna put him at 12. He's making good progress towards 40. The only problem is he's like, is it required? That's essentially the entire thing for Marco here is this boomerang required? If not, him taking the time to make these stops to get these skulls it's gonna add up over time.
That's one of the big questions about the seed right now. That I think for most of the runners probably is the rang required? It's a big question. Outside of that, what they're kind of looking for is just, I guess, just going to forest. Just Sam is going to be the first person there. First person to get the iron boots, first person to get the hook shot on stream. So it'll be definitely very good for him getting the Nocturne right now.
Yeah, he's gonna be able to be very efficient in his adult section. And to be honest, I could see Sam right after Forest going straight to GTG. They find anything but hammer in here.
Yeah, I think so. Seems pretty good to do. We'll see if anybody else on Restream is going to go to fire before GTG. I could see that, depending on, again, kind of positioning, where you currently are in the seed when you commit to a play. I think has a lot of impact on routing. It also gets a lot more skulls for Sam coming into the forest, so it's going to be at something like 17, exiting forest.
16 or 17, yeah. That kind of tells me that Marco is going to be closer to 20 by the time he gets out of forest.
See, Martin here is going to go to bottom of the well. I think he's going to check 10 skulls.
Yeah, you're here in Nightcack. It's got Sun Song, so it makes sense to route these in while you're in your first child segment. See, this is the situation I brought up before, where when you come back child, do you rush the hook shot you know is there, or do you go to bottom of the well because you could find something else like hammer that'll just make your next adult section like boom, you're just done. Like, oh, it looks like he's leaving.
Trying to limit the number of age changes during any kind of seeds is it's definitely going to lead to a lot of the time saves. You kind of see a lot of the top runners definitely kind of limit the age changes, so it's definitely good to consider that. I don't know. If you already know the hook shot's there, I think it leading to a forest full clear and that being progression, I think that's just the safest play to do right now.
Looks like Martin agrees with your line of thinking. He stopped off in CAC using Nocturne. Looks like check 10 skulls because he was close, and now he's just like, I'm gonna go grab my hook shot. I'm gonna get started on my progression. I'll do bottom of the well later if I need to.
It's pretty convenient. It could even be like a thing where he's even thinking about it as he's turning in 10 skulls and getting skulls 9 and 10. Could still be debating, do I go bottom of the well here? Do I go back, adult, do forest? Kind of gives you more time to think about that at least, which is pretty valuable. Speaking of, when doing forest too, it also gives you a lot of thinking power, a lot of thinking time.
Yeah, I think the thinking is pretty simple in forest. It's mostly just if you find hammer, go fire. If you don't find hammer, probably go GTG, because if the hammer is sitting in GTG, you can make a really good route out of it. But that's just me personally.
Yeah. Yeah, we have most of the hints. I think most of the runners have also most of the hints. Been pretty generous spots on the seed. Nothing really too buried or obscure.
Logically, Lucky Dude, yes, you do need Longshot or Opponents for GTG, but I know for a fact that all of these runners know a trick called Reverse Wasteland. which allows you to go backwards through the wasteland after playing Requiem of Spirit to get to Gerudo Training Grounds. Our runners will have to realize that whatever they find in GTG is not in logic, but let's say they find something like Mirror Shield. That's good. They can go clear Spirit Temple now, full clear it. So, and Gerudo Training Grounds is Way of the Hero, so they know for sure that there is something in there that they logically need to beat the seed.
It's just working towards the, it's starting at one different end of the puzzle here, kind of picturing as a jigsaw puzzle, routing it out. You're just starting from the right side instead of the left side, like you're intended kind of to do. So it can be pretty enlightening. You can learn a lot about the seed if any particular item is in GTG here. Could create some scenarios where okay, well this dungeon can't possibly have this item.
I'm interested.
Riley's gonna dip Spirit?
Has Riley picked up the hookshot? They don't have it marked on their tracker. Oh, they do. It's on their sequel. I'm an idiot.
No, Okay, Martin getting the hookshot now. 58-minute mark. This is 18 minutes after he saw it. Interesting. Riley going at Spirit. I mean, having strength too, he might as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad play. He has, it is progression, so he gets to know if he's actually, I think he's already done Child Side, or maybe that was Martin, I'm not sure.
That was definitely Martin. I think Riley might have done it too. I'm not entirely sure. Kind of looking at Riley's route here. He did DC at 43 minutes, so I can't remember if he went back Child really quick for something, but probably for Valley, I think, right? Because he went across field to Valley.
Yeah, probably. You see, I don't disagree with doing Spirit at all. It's progression for sure. You're not wasting any time in here. But if Riley's plan is to FW back to the Dongos after this, I feel like it would have been a little bit better for him to go to GTG and do it from there. That way you have the highest possibility of picking up Hammer or Mirror Shield in Way of the Hero GTG that lets you full clear this dungeon that you're entering. I'm not saying this is wrong by any means. I'm just saying that we'll see. We'll see what GTG has and whether it could have been a little bit more efficient on that end.
Yeah, when it's hinted, it's kind of a guarantee, so seeing all where the bomb bags are too, we already know where all of them are. The runners at least have seen 2 of them for sure. One in Laman, one in Kakuri Forest. So I think the possibility that like a slingshot or bomb bag is on there or a bow, I think is a lot lower than it would be normally. We've seen quite a few of those already. And bomb chews as well. So I think I kind of agree with you, and just kind of going towards GTG first. You can always come back here later. You do have Requiem already. It is also just a high density location, and it's progression. So I don't know. You can kind of go both ways on it. I think their plan is probably just to go to GTG after dipping Spirit here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Marco's going towards Forest, so Marco and Sam are going Forest, and Martin and Riley going to Spirit, because they're kind of a split on Restream here. Pretty interesting. And Riley and Marco were pretty in sync for a lot of it too, so finally some divergence between the two. Interesting to note, though, that Marco is definitely catching up to Just Sam. Kind of what we were mentioning earlier in terms of who was maybe in the lead and who was maybe not. Marco and Riley, I think, were definitely near the end, but I don't know, Marco seems to be gaining time here on Just Sam.
Yeah, he's still a decent amount of minutes back. I'd say probably like somewhere along the lines of 6 or 7 minutes. Maybe more. I'm a bad estimate of time. I always either undershoot or overshoot.
Sure. The general idea of it, though, right?
Ooh, and Riley just FW's right back to Dodongo's Cavern. He is hard air magic locked out of Spirit.
Wow. No magic,
So you cannot
or no fire source, yeah.
Yeah, you cannot proceed without doing bow tricks with the Armo statue.
Let's see if Martin goes for it here.
I think given all that they have available and the fact that you have so many Way of the Heroes, I think it's fine to just leave it and come back later.
And we'll also see if Martin kind of goes towards GTG after Spirit, or if he's going to kind of be more safe and go towards Forest, like a lot of the other runners are kind of doing right now. Second magic in Forest, along with Vigorown Sword we saw a little bit earlier. So nothing really too exciting yet. Not a ton of hearts in the seed. Just Sam is still on 4. Everyone else on 5 or 6. 7 actually for Martin.
Well, Martin save warping here. This might be a play to go reverse. He never picked up the song outside of Spirit Temple.
It's good to get. I mean, it's good to get it. It's.
Yeah. I know that sometimes when I go to Spirit and I'm like excited, like I can clear Spirit, I just completely forget that there's a song check there.
Yeah, just going to Spirit and getting that song is a nice tool to have when you're kind of routing a seed. You don't have to immediately get it, especially when you pick up Requiem. Requiem was on ZL in the seed, and Martin just got the song there, so you can kind of use that in child sections to reset time of day, or for like skulls and that sort of thing, or positioning like here for Martin and G2G. Has a lot of utility, and it's kind of nice to be able to put it off if you know it's barren.
Yeah, you can pick it up when you need it. So Martin forgot that Colossus was barren. Walked right into Colossus Berry.
The trifecta of Forest Temple here.
Martin the savior on Restream. Choosing to
I've
do literally anything else.
And it's like I'm just snuggled in bed and I have the blanket like 3/4 of the way covering my body, and I just have the last quarter. The last quarter get hit. Oh man, I'm just gonna knock out. Quad Forest. Hate to see it.
So this is directly a result of Martin's early game routing. The fact that he's in GTG right now is because he would have to walk all the way back to Forest after he had already walked there. So this can be very beneficial for Martin if he finds something like a hammer, or especially the hammer, where once he goes to Forest, he just goes through Lost Woods into Goron City, clear fire, 1, 2, 3.
I think if you find this ladder, that could be really useful as well. Just getting another Song and Ice Cavern, which is Bolero, and clearing out Ice Cavern at the same time. If you found like ladder and hammer here, that would be pretty insane,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, for sure. We all know Ice is OP in in the new meta.
Kind of is. I don't know. It's just a location I really like. It's just pretty solid. I think the song is what it kind of pushes over the edge sometimes. According to the Toxic chats, the map, Sunblock, and right hand all have to be keys and spirits, so that kind of explains why Riley kind of exited so fast, I think, without checking all of that, without the bow strats, and kind of the same thing with Martin, too. Might realize the spirit key logic there. can save a lot of time, especially if you know you don't need those keys necessarily. First, look into GTG here, though.
Alright, this can really help Martin be efficient depending on what item is in here. You really, at this point, you really don't want to see the mirror shield because you can't really build upon that at the moment unless you go back and do bow tricks for the torch puzzle chest, but Martin has already left, so...
That'd be okay, but not really what you're looking for here. He's kind of, I think he's already seen the wallet in Spirit. Yeah, he has the wallet. So he knows it's probably not for a second wallet. Probably. And knowing where the wallet is, probably pretty unlikely it's Goron Tunic. So I don't know. I think the number of items that it could be for like a useless quote unquote weighty hero is pretty low here.
Hey, you're almost certainly going to get something tangible. If it's something like Gold Scale, well, you know the deal. Go do lab dive.
Rush it. You have Serenade too. That wouldn't even be that bad.
Yep.
I don't think we've seen that be checked yet, right? No Adult Lake yet.
I don't think we've seen a single Adult Lake check.
I mean, I don't blame anybody. It's not the most exotic location. Sometimes you end up there. I could see Martin going there after GPG. Potentially. Imagine like a long shot in GCG. Actually, that would just mean opponents probably is... no, it's not even... I guess it can't be long shot, can it?
It can't be. Because there's no way to actually... Oh, I mean, it could be in Crater. Opponent could be in Crater, and that would allow Longshot to be in Spirit.
I guess so.
We haven't seen Crater Song yet. That's the only option. Nice ice trap in Spirit Strength 2 block room. Always one of my favorite places to get them.
Just... You always think that something sweet's gonna be behind the Strength 2 block. It's just garbage sometimes.
This is like the OOT hype cave, except way worse, because there's usually 3 keys back here. Like right now, there's 3 keys and an ice trap.
There's 2 keys, an ice trap, and a hype container.
Oh, I can't count.
So he's at 4 total. Found 1 in the lobby chest, and I think 1 on Stalfos.
I'm not sure where the vanilla ice trap is in the vanilla OOT game. I do know there's one back there, though.
Yeah, it's close enough to vanilla. I'll just use my faulty rubber stamp that says vanilla in air quotes. Just stamp that. Shrug emoji or something. Forest Wind does get you more utility in Forest here, though. Kind of how Riley's using it. Save you a lot of travel time inside the dungeon.
Yeah, Aurora's Wind is really nice to use in Forest. I constantly forget that those strats even exist because I'm just so autopiloted on in Forest, and Forest is such a linear autopilot dungeon for a lot of runners, so...
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of sometimes think of it like after it's even relevant. You're like, oh, I could have, well, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. You got Forest Wind so early with magic too, even in the seed, that it's kind of an afterthought, I think, for some people. Nice that Martin does have Song of Time here, though. Gonna make GTG a lot less painless. Or a lot less, yeah, painless. Painful. More pain!
Less painless.
Yeah, you know me, I like pain, so...
Oh, Riley, that was so... He almost jump slashed right into the hole.
Really close.
Look, oh no!
Ooh! Hovers!
Oh no!
The butter boots! Getting slippery. And
Fire sword!
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
There's your fire source for spirit.
Yeah. Huh.
In
Stone
for
Shadow.
the fire arrows.
Stone Shadow.
For the fire arrows, the way of the hero for spirit key logic, and the hover is way of the hero for fire key logic, and they're both just massive pain.
It's gonna be just really boring. Or we're in for something. We're in for something here potentially still.
Getting some way of the hero fire checks.
Oh, wow.
First
Just
check
Sam's
hammer,
coming
let's
in
go.
here. Yeah. Big Poe. Big Poe. Yeah, he's gonna check that probably, and maybe just come right back here.
No,
just
hold it.
infantry
I
hit.
assume.
Yeah,
I assume
it can
Sam
be.
is the Crater song.
Yeah, looking at the songs that he's got, I don't think he has anything new except Prelude, so I think Prelude is there.
So that could be way of the hero because Epona is 100% locked by water. Because we know Bolero's in ice, and the only songs we have left after that are AD, Burning Cack, and Prelude Check, I believe. So.
And I mean, if that leads to nothing, then we know that whatever's in fire is going to be hammerlocked, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And at that point, you already have all of your Wave of Heroes fulfilled. If there's nothing else in GTG here, it's kind of just a free-for-all. Kind of scrum towards the end here. Just try to find the last items somewhere. You know? And Stone Shadow and Stone Jabu are just kind of there. And we know 40's Skulls is Rang, so like it's getting a little tense here.
Epona's must be on Burning Cack, otherwise you would have no logical way to access Forest.
Yeah, Riley and Marco just finishing up Forest here. Martin checking Adult Lake. This is the first look at Adult Lake that we've seen as well. Really finding nothing else in GTG. We'll be able to see if Lab Dive is something too.
Yeah, that's possible. I'm thinking as to whether this is more... I mean, he isn't checking anything.
Maybe just setting Pierre. Huh.
Maybe he plans to do Forest into a fire dip and wants to make sure he has Pierre before going for fire, just in case the keys let him climb up to that point.
Yeah, if he like picks up Hammer along the way in Forest or something.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Just Sam getting his 6th heart container. Marco's still at 5. We're not still at 6. Martin's at like 10, 12?
10.
A billion? Won't be able to Death Warp, unfortunately. I mean, adding Death Double Defense too is not going to really help them with that. So it's kind of something that's nice about quad damage settings.
Sam's gonna go turn in the foe. I don't blame him here. If he's able to deduce that Epona's is on Burning Cack, he's got to know that Epona is deep in the logic this seed, and that Poe bottle can actually legitimately lock progression.
Yeah, it's one of the, I think the only bottle item that can actually be Way of the Hero specifically. Or on Tunic, but we already know that Wallet's accessible at Child Spirit, so that's a dud.
The bottle. Yep.
Yeah, and another bottle's already available at Boulder of Destiny, I think it was, so...
Yep.
Kind of a disappointing kind of turn of events. And again for Just Sam, just more disappointment. You know, your cool play didn't really turn out to be time-saving. Your big Poe bottle that you found in Way of the Hero Fire was not Way of the Hero, did not lead to anything. Yeah, just kind of looking for hammers. Not going to find hammer in GTG either, so... Yeah, I think if I'm Just Sam here, I'm just, like, just hanging on by, like, threads here, just hoping to find something. Riley and Marco are good at both on Phantom Game.
I think Sam does GTG into Spirit here. Sam still hasn't dipped Spirit and its progression, so I don't see any reason for them not to do Spirit. But the difference is Sam will be going in with fire arrows. So Sam will not have to do really long, annoying bow strats in order to progress. So if there's an item in Deeper Spirit, that can help Sam a lot.
That's true, he hasn't been in the Spirit at all yet. So... he might go for it and find something with Spirit too, that'd be pretty huge for him. Already dipped fire too, so there's really not a ton of places that he could even go to once he has GTG completed. Setting up the naked reverse wasteland here without any hover boots or long shot. Ooh! Ooh! That's new.
Bad time loss.
Yeah, gonna have to do reverse wasteland again here. I mean, he's gonna do it for Way of the Hero GTG. So, like, oh, that hurts to see, though.
It looks like Marco might be making his way towards fire. Marco seems to be following the general route that Just Sam has taken. Meanwhile, Riley is heading back to Spirit. It looks like Riley's gonna go GTG for sure, and Martin's heading into Forest. No questions there, he's got to do it progression.
Yeah. You think Marco might even dip fire here?
I think he does for sure. Way of the Hero, you don't know how deep you can go. I think you're right here. You don't have Bolero. You're not going to get a better opportunity to go in and check. I think dipping is absolutely the right play here.
Yeah, it's getting a Way of the Hero mystery present. Like, it could be a car, it could be a boat, it could be anything. It could even be a big Poe bottle that leads to a Goron tunic that you don't need, but, you know.
Oh, he's heading up into Trail.
Okay.
He hasn't checked the Storm's Grotto, I believe.
He's gonna see that Valley Way of the Hero. I think that's what's here. Or no, GTG.
Yeah, he's gonna see the GTG Way of the Hero.
He doesn't know about that yet, so I think... You think he probably just jams that, right?
You can make a case for either play. You have Feror's win, so dipping fire for Marco is fine. You just dip and leave a W in there, and that acts as a pseudo Bolero. Then you go to GTG. If you grab Hammer, go right back.
There's no great way of getting back there. So I could definitely see that. It's heading back that way, at least. Meanwhile, Riley has crossed the wasteland here. Just Sam also successfully doing so.
All our runners kind of retracing each other's steps from earlier in the run. Not seeing a ton of new checks here for the time being.
It's still pretty early in the seed too, and they're all pretty much clearing up the map pretty well. They're all pretty much even, more or less. I don't think there's any huge advantages yet. It's kind of leading to they're being bottlenecked by something.
I think Marco is the first to check this left side maze here.
Just a red rupee. Yeah, checked it earlier as child to get the skull. At 17, also Sam looks to be at about 17. Martin somewhere in the 10 range along with Riley. Interesting to see if they kind of creep more towards that boomerang. I don't think anyone's going to go for it unless they find letter. I think most people will probably just get 20 and stop. I think like rushing 20 skulls is not the worst thing in the world to do, especially if you have all the items already.
Yeah, with the current progression that the runners have, like obviously from our point of view, we've seen all these different locations. We know what's available to them, and it's not much. But to them, they still feel like they have plenty to do, plenty of way the heroes to clear. So I'd be surprised if we see anybody go really hard for skulls. I think that there's a lot more that's earlier in the queue than hunting skulls for a boomerang that you can't even use yet, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Yeah, it looks like Marco is gonna go in there. Getting that prelude. That's what can be a little bit scary about these weekly races, that it can be really close for a lot of different people in the race. Like, you know, overall we have 38 people in this race, so I think a large bulk of the runners could even be in the same position here. So imagine, you know, what you're seeing on Restream here, but multiplied by 10 times, essentially. And so it's a lot of variance, potentially, and a lot of different ways you can go, so it's always what's kind of exciting too about weekly seeds.
Yep, you never know how someone's gonna route it.
Yeah, always great to see the variation as well. And also, shoutouts to all the like 100+ races that we've had in the past, the tournaments we've had for the qualifiers. Those have been pretty huge too. A new level of scary.
Oh, those 100+ races are terrifying.
Yeah.
It's just, if you make a mistake, you're like, damn it, like you're tilting.
Yeah,
if you're the type
you
of
feel
person
like
that
you're at
tilts.
last. Yeah. Marco a little bit disappointed about that Goron tunic. Don't blame him either. Just gonna go to GCG here, following in Riley and Sam's footsteps. They're about halfway-ish through, a little bit, maybe more.
Yeah, it seems like Marco's early child routing has cost him time against the other runners. He's grabbed a lot more skulls and he was a lot more thorough. He checked Goron City as a child instead of as an adult. He went back in to do left side Goron maze, so he was more thorough in his child one, and I think it's costed him so far.
Yeah, and coming to Spirit looks like instead of GTG first, he would be in about the same position as Sam. Marco went adult at the 30-minute mark. Just Sam went adult at the 32-minute mark, but got hookshot way sooner. So I think that's kind of put him a little bit ahead. He was also cleared Forest already. But the GTG before Spirit play is going to be pretty huge if there's something in Spirit behind Magic.
Yeah, of course. Just seems like Just Sam has hit like he's checked all the right boxes for this seed up to this point. I just feel like everything he's done has just been, now's the time to do it, like in the right order. And you can't really control that for Rando. Sometimes it just comes down to, I decided to do this before this, and it turns out to save you time, as you can see here.
Where it could easily just be like 2 dips to every dungeon, when you could have maybe done a lot more 1 dips instead. Really depends on what you find where and how you react to it, and in what order. Just him and Riley neck and neck here.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that. I'm curious as to how Riley was able to catch up to Sam.
Right?
Riley was
I
like,
guess,
not...
didn't just Sam fail Haunted Wasteland once, right? He fell into the quicksand, or was... I think that was just Sam.
They both have Forest done. Riley's already gone into Spirit.
Just Sam did have the longer Child 1. Riley went Adults. I think it was sooner because Riley did DC around the 43-minute mark, and Just Sam did it around the 50-minute mark, so it could be even something like that.
Yeah, Sam definitely was the last to exit their Child 1, not counting Mr. Martin's early Deku to early Adult.
Yeah.
Of the 3 that stayed Child, he was definitely the last by like a good 6 or 7 minutes, like he said. So maybe that time has come back to kind of switch things around. It might actually be that Riley has a very small lead here.
I think so. Especially if he never does the things that Sam did in the first Child segment there. Could end up to a lot of time save, a couple minutes even.
And yeah, you look at the current placement of the runners and you see Martin's currently doing Forest, but Martin has already dipped Spirit, he's already done GTG, he's already got Pierre, so if that's required in Fire, he doesn't have to go back and grab it. So there's definitely opportunity for that time to get given right back to Martin later. So while he may look behind right now, it's actually really difficult to say nobody's in a definitive lead at this point. They're all very, very close.
Yeah, and everyone's playing pretty solidly too today. Everyone's execution very good. No one's really giving up a lot of time here or there. So it's definitely going to be a close race either way. Especially with how the seed's kind of laid out here. It's kind of broadly, you know, 1 item here, 1 item there. Kind of pretty logic heavy right now.
Yep. Marco realizes that he is fire locked from continuing.
It's gonna get to a point here in like the next 10 or maybe even 5 or so minutes, seeing how the runners kind of react to not really finding a whole lot. Still missing that hammer to find something else in Fire. And overall, we're not really missing a whole lot for items. Just really long shot for water. They'll have Forest and done. They need hammer for Fire. Outside of that, they need, you know, Mirror Shield, I guess, but light arrows, I suppose. But you can get a hint for that.
There's always the GTG way of the hero is very spooky right now. You have fire arrows, which could be for spirit key logic, or hover boots, which could be for shadow or fire key logic. That's very ambiguous.
It's still no hammer. So I think this hammer is just going to lead to the end of the seed, right? It's just going to open up everything else.
Yeah. Unless hammer leads directly to Mirror Shield, and Mirror Shield is just a dead end, and it's just a hunt for long shot like it always is.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's just a classic, you know, unavoidable. It just happens sometimes, you know. It's kind of better than Mirror Shield, right? Slightly. You can write off some locations from having long shot, but it's not the end of the world. But Martin getting towards the end of Forest Temple here. I think he's going towards the purple pub. Just Sam is now entering Spirit for the first time for him. But the big distinction here is he has the fire source and magic. So this is everything that, you know, everyone else on Restream here has kind of missed this combination and kind of ordering and how he's routed the seed. It's been pretty nice. Gotta see if there's any items in Spirit, and if there's nothing in here, then it's
It's bottom of the well for sure after.
yeah, we haven't seen anyone go in there. The closest we've seen is Martin maybe like kind of edging toward it and then kind of deciding against it. So yeah, I think that's like probably the only spot they can go to really, outside of a couple, you know, overworld checks that are kind of inefficient to do. They don't really have great warp songs either, so you're gonna have to pick really carefully.
Yeah. Good old Riley clearing a foolish wasteland.
Might want
Pretty
more
sure
bot
they can
tunes, but already has 42 of those. I think he's good there.
What is Riley doing?
What's he looking for?
Breaking rocks for arrows. He has 2 arrows.
Oh. I guess. I mean, I think killing levers is better for arrows, right?
I guess. Do levers have a flex drop for arrows?
Not entirely sure. I think... those rocks in Colossus kind of suck. I've never really had good luck with them. I don't know, I think I'm just really against the rocks there. You know, there is one rock there that has a bug in it, right? Colossus?
I think you might be mixing it up with Valley.
No, there's definitely one in Colossus. I learned about it the other week. I think last week. It's there. Like, kind of the middle. Like, among, like, the pillars that are in the sand. It's really weird. Kind of interesting if you, like, mess up your bug routing.
Or if the bugs in the soil patch and if the soil patch and they eat your bugs, yeah.
Yeah, you get the good old machine out of order. It ain't my change, bro. I just want that bag of chips. No more bugs for you. Yeah, usually that'd be a good thing too. Oh, no arrows for Riley, so he's just gonna have to walk it out here in this room. Has hover boots though, making it really easy.
I mean,
Just
he
I'm
came
gonna
in
get
here-
the. Ooh. Look at that map chest. Martin's on Phantom Gamma as well here.
So I think we're gonna see our runners converge around bottom of the well,
Yeah.
depending on what's in Deep Spirit.
Imagine long shot on left hand and then something on right hand. Pretty wacky.
Right hand has to be a key,
Is it?
according
I'm not
to
entirely
key.
sure.
I
I
don't
forget
know.
where the
I
keys
never
were
read.
here. Yeah.
I never read the document, so.
According to Toxic, long shot blocks all of Spirit.
Sam got the glitch on the hand.
All left. That makes sense.
Pretty sure that happens when you don't get the chest immediately after spawning it.
And which player?
For Sam in the lobby, when you play ZL to spawn the 2 chests, but you don't get the one on the hand, when you spawn it, it's like you leave the room, you leave Child Climb, and it's just not on the hand anymore. It's despawned.
Yeah. It happens. Can always. It's definitely an easy one to forget about. The camera doesn't really move towards there, so unless you move right towards it, you can just walk right past it.
Yeah, it's pretty much forced me to grab that chest before doing Child Climb every time I do Spirit.
Yeah, same. It's nice to know that hook shot, not really trick, but just the angle to hook it from the statue down below. Just so you kind of move towards it, and then move towards Child Climb that way. Just so you don't forget about it, it's always pretty nice. 20 skulls here for Sam. I think first player to do so? Marco's close.
Nothing in Deep Spirit on Riley's end.
Oof.
I don't know where he's going. He's probably gonna hit in skulls, if I was to guess.
He's heading in 10, I think, for sure. I don't know how much he has, actually. Looking for arrows.
Got a couple.
Maybe checking the Composer Grave?
It is in logic.
Yeah.
This was already checked by Martin, though, earlier. We know that it's nothing.
And Martin just getting that big bow.
So I think of all the people on Restream at the moment, Riley definitely has a lead. But I don't believe Riley has dipped fire yet. So that has to be in the back of his mind. Potentially, like, what if the seed requires me to dip fire without hammer to get an item?
Yeah, to get hammer.
He could
possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's
really
really
timed
thinking
that.
There's pretty small likelihood he's not thinking about it. I think, unless he forgot about it, it's also possible. Looks like the chest is there for Sam.
Yeah, he had to reload the room. When you stand on the Zelda Triforce piece and the prompt to play the song doesn't come up, that means that the chest is there.
Oh, okay.
The game thinks that you've already spawned the chest. So it's weird, like, usually just reloading the room or going back to the hand where the Triforce piece is usually respawns the chest. But it's just weird how that works. And he gets frozen for his efforts.
I'm actually just gonna get a little bit more water here, so I'll be right back.
Well, I have a moment. Hopefully. Yep, let's give a shout out to our trackers, Siberion, Tyler W, Lucky, and Cephalopod Toast. Our restreamer, Delilah. Does this work? Is this a command? Our runners, Marco, Just Sam, Martin, and Riley. It's you folks behind the scenes that make all of this possible. Thank you very, very much for your commitment. I'm all alone. Yeah, Riley looks like he's gonna go to fire. Makes sense. So the small lead that Riley had built up to this point, he's going to give some of that back by dipping fire here. It's totally fine for him to do this. It makes perfect sense. But now, Sam and Martin are going to have an opportunity to pull ahead. And
thanks to our comms, Emo Soda and Salty Sponge.
Thank you. Thank you, Delilah.
Whoops. Yeah, I'm a ninja, dude. Hid from the commands. I knew it was coming.
Looks like Martin is going a little heavier on skulls. Ooh, we have... Marco might be checking Adult Lake here.
I mean, Boomerang doesn't even open anything without the letter right now, though, so, I mean, it doesn't really solve any problems, though, right?
It might just be Martin is trying to be opportunistic with his location. He knows that he can pick up skulls while he's here, and he knows that he doesn't have access to Bolero or Minuet anytime soon.
Yeah, that's true. And even going into DC here, he's definitely going up to 20.
Yeah, he might be hard routing in because he knows that he's around CAC and knows that he can get skulls very quickly. I'm not really sure about this.
He's usually pretty conservative too with the skull routing, so it's a little interesting to see what he's going for this right now. He has Scarecrow though, so he can get 2 here.
Yeah, it seems weird to see a play like this at this point when you have the well available.
Yeah, definitely. It's just so dense too. Like, you can full clear it. You have explosives, EL, Song of Storms. I mean, why not just go there? At the same time, I mean, you don't have the boomerang for the skulls and bomb the well. I think he definitely wants to get up to 20 here. He's gonna get 18. He has the 19th at the adult knight skull and CAC, and then he just has to pick one random one somewhere.
He can get the one outside of CAC in the grotto by the tree.
The field.
Yeah, that'll bring him to 20.
Yeah, it's a little inefficient, but I think it's probably his best option if he's pushing to 20 here.
I mean, it's a bold move, Emo. Let's see if it pays off.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely what he's doing here. I mean, I don't know if I agree with it necessarily.
Personally, I don't. I think that there's better things that you can be doing besides rushing to 20, going back into a dungeon you've already cleared. Like,
you can get some as child too, right? I mean, like, I don't know which model skulls he's gotten, but surely there's some that he could route in that are faster than this, right? Like Lake. Oh, you have Sun Song, so you could get the Lake Island skull. That's pretty fast. You could get the Bottle skull and I think Colossus. He didn't get that one. I'm not entirely sure if he got it.
Sure, if he did all of Child Nightcack either.
OGC.
Alright, we got Sam going into water here. Hey, it's required. You got Hookshot and Iron Boots. Go to the boss key.
Wow.
3.
Going in here. I mean, there's not many other locations he could go to right now anyway, so definitely
it's pretty much the well. Yeah, it's pretty much the well, and then
actually
go
maybe
clear random overworld stuff.
Just the more conservative play, right? Because you just this is progression anyway, so really pretty minimal time loss. Just don't start, so you kind of be more inclined to go into dungeons in the first place. I think this is probably the safer play.
Doing this now is fine.
Yeah.
Doing this now is fine, but I think that continuing after the boss key instead of going bottom of the well is bad. I think you have to stop clearing at the boss key, no matter what. Otherwise, it's like there's so many opportunities where people could come in behind you with the items to full clear, and just you're wasting time at that point. All right, Martin not getting paid out for rushing 20. So that's unfortunately time he's not going to get back unless 40 for the boomerang is required. I think at this stage committing to 40 is not a good play, and not until the letter shows up. For absolute sure, you don't commit to 40.
There's nothing on 20, right?
No.
Well, man, I don't know what Martin's gonna do. I mean, I feel like he's gonna go bomb the well here for him. I think he's gotta thought about it earlier. Over water. Maybe he does go water too. No.
I mean, even just thinking about whether you should commit to 40 or not, at this point, Jabu's a stone, you know Bolero is an ice cavern, and Bolero locks nothing that you need to beat the game. It's entirely possible that Rudo's letter could be in Ganon's castle, and the boomerang is just complete bait.
There. Yeah, I mean, it's really... The boomerang by itself really doesn't do anything. They've already checked Child Spirit, and outside of that, it's just kind of useless, right?
Yeah, you don't need it for pretty much anything except Jabu at this point. So, like, Martin rushing 20 there, while it could have paid off big, depending on what was on 20, of course, but the other runners here are very close to 20, and that's just like going back into the dongos there. Just
I think holding on 20 is fine. Turning it in is... I don't know if I would do that in this situation. If Kak was way of the hero, I would definitely be more inclined to.
Riley is definitely going to do well here, unless they happen to find like literally hammer on Dampe.
He's got to dig in his toolbox here, see what he finds. Couldn't give you a shovel, but maybe a hammer? No, just a piece of heart, just vanilla. Classic Dampe, letting you down. Just Sam pushing the block from the opposite side, so sometimes see this from some runners. That way he doesn't have to do the full loop 2 times. That's encompassed just along the way. Meanwhile, we see Marco on the other side doing the full route.
Hear me out here.
Martin also in water, so you saw triple forest earlier, now you see him triple water. Maybe we'll see triple Ganons later in the seed, who knows?
Stream is hydrating.
It's making me thirsty and I just got water, so... So, it's been over 100 for weeks now, so probably more to do with it.
Alright, hear me out here. Nothing in the well but Din's fire.
I'm here for it. I think Restream here is here for it, chat's here for it. We're all here for it, we all want to see it. It's like the say the line meme. It's just Din's for Stone Shadow.
Marco is continuing with Oski?
Second wall and bomb the wall. Yeah, it looks like Marco's opting to go a little bit deeper. Just finding a second item there, not locked by a key, so the other 2 items I think likely to be locked behind the keys. Doesn't want to spend time to look for him.
I see. So Marco wanted to check the compass chest because he knows that that's sometimes the first thing people will check when they go into water.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to leave that check behind, knowing that some people will check that first.
Are you in the compass chest fan club?
I usually do compass chest first, always.
Yeah, same. Glad to see a fellow member here. Just nice, I don't know. Never really lets me down.
Yeah, it's definitely not the optimal way to route water if you're full clearing. But most of the time you're leaving at the boss key anyway in water.
Usually. Unless you get the dreaded water temple way of the hero or what have you. Way of the hero for water temple through another item or all dungeons or river chest or all sorts of good possibilities for water. Gotta see more bomb the well here. We've only found words are hard, man. We've only found the second wallet so far. See if anything else is in here.
So Martin forgot to put the hover boots on the last time he did this and fell down and had to reset.
Yikes.
But that's time that he's given back.
Yeah. Does add up there.
I mean, there could be an item in deep water, but considering the circumstances and the checks that our runners still have available, especially bottom of the well for players like Marco, Martin, Just Sam, it doesn't really make much sense to stay in water after the boss key.
I think if I was in this race, I'd be pretty worried about where Letter is at this point. You haven't found it yet, it's almost 2 hours. Kind of locks kind of a decent number of checks. They don't have a lot of great options available to them. So I think some runners are definitely going to stick around in water. We'll see if anybody does here. I mean, Just Sam and Marco both left there already, and Riley hasn't gone there yet. only a couple more checks left in Bomb the Well. We get this chest. He skipped the front chest. He's going to get that on his way out here, along with the basement loop in the back. Light arrows.
That's
by dead
really
ends.
good. That's like a sigh of relief because you know that you're not. Everybody's got to come in here,
And you're already here.
so it's like no time wasted. Sigh of relief. Even if you don't find anything else in here, you're still like, okay, cool. I can just go from here. I'm not behind at all. Nobody's
Yeah,
gonna god route and skip well.
If you get the lighter hero at the end, in case there's nothing else in Bomb the Well too, like it's at a specific part in Bomb the Well where, depending on the route that you take in here, I think most people are gonna clear, you know, 60-70% of the dungeon anyway. So it really is not a lot of wasted time. So definitely a sigh of relief. Marco's gonna get that too pretty soon. A little bit behind Riley. Just Sam going back child. I think he's also gonna go back to Bomb the Well here.
Yep,
I think
and
the
all
third
of our
slingshot.
runners are converging on the well.
Yep.
And this
Martin's
is
also going
where. Yup, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
There's
yeah.
our progression. Yup, there's
Nice hammer.
the seed just blew up.
Go finish the seed. There's only a couple things you need. It's probably like Mirror Shield and Fire, and that's very close to the end. You only need long shot at that point, and it's like we were saying earlier, maybe a long shot on here.
I wouldn't be surprised if there were 2 items in fire, personally. Like maybe Mirror Shield and Ruto's Letter, and Longshot's just chilling out in Ice Cavern.
Yeah, I could see that. Some people would get baited by the ring too, I think. And I don't know. I'd be interested to see if anybody actually, like in the race, if they just rush ring. It turns out they needed it. Maybe something
That
on
would
Baronade.
be. That would be the 400 IQ play.
Yeah. You see, probably one person in this race probably do it. I would say. I don't know who it is today, but out of 38 people, I'd expect one person. And I'm not playing, so I don't know if I would rush it, but I don't know. It doesn't seem that bad. Scrub Central, rating with a party of 38. Thank you so much. Welcome everyone.
Great.
Weekly, so a couple different changes from your scrub settings, but pretty much the same thing, more or less. No lens found for the runners.
Right, now we see a definite like order. We see Riley is in the lead, Marco is behind, Mr. Martin is behind Marco, and Sam is unfortunately tailing the pack. We can see very clearly now who has the lead. Basically, whoever got that hammer first
likely wins or is in a really good position to win, I would say.
I would say a good position. We still have one item that's definitely we don't know.
Martin, reset or something? Like you might be having some difficulties.
Might have been a crash.
Yeah, I don't know where he was. I think he was going to Bomb the Well.
Yeah, I think Martin might be having some technical issues with a crash. Hopefully... Is he doing stuff with his save file?
He's on RetroArch, so I don't know exactly what he's doing, but... I think it's his controls, like his keybinds got messed up or something.
Well, that's fortunate
So it looks
if that is the
he's
case.
Rebinding some... It's not a huge issue if that is the case, so it's not the end of the world, it looks like. It might have been his controller, like, unplugged from his computer, I think could cause that. The game is running at the same time. Just Sam is doing chickens before Bomb the Well here, wow.
And
Have we seen this yet?
we have not seen chickens at all. this has one of Mirror Shield or Long Shot, just Sam just
Yeah.
he
Pretty
just wins.
likely. Yeah. And you're not doing chickens after you find Hammer and Bomb Wall, right? Like, that's crazy.
No.
It's crazy talk.
You're going to win the Hero Fire.
Yeah. That'd be the nutso play. No disrespect if you do that, but I mean, hammer, man. You gotta hammer the seat out. It's gonna open up so many options for the runners here, so.
Yeah, it looks like Martin legit crashed.
Yeah, so he's gonna redo some of the water temple checks, I think, at least to get to the DK. I think that was on this chest, right? Or is that on a different?
It was right before the compass chest, so Marco probably did map compass torch puzzle. It might. Oh yeah, it's on that chest.
Yeah, it's
quick
on
eye
this
switch.
one.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not too bad of a crash. I mean, he saved pretty recently, thankfully.
What do you got, chickens? Nada.
Hate to see an emulator crash though, pretty rare overall. Versus VC, kind of see that a little bit more. Still pretty rare though.
Costly couple of minutes for just Sam right there.
Yeah. Alright, gonna go with Bomb the Well though, gonna get that hammer. Marco and Riley definitely in the lead here.
Yeah, Marco does have the water boss key on Riley here.
That is true. Riley has not gone into the water at all yet. Depends what kind of route he takes in there as well. Do you know what route he would likely take in water?
Compass chest first. From my perspective, he usually always does compass.
Probably won't be too much different based on where the BK is anyway. I think all the runners are gonna do like the false wall, torches, compass, map, and then probably that.
Still waiting on Away the Hero here in Fire.
It's gonna be on Pierre. Speaking of, I think both Marco and Riley have Pierre, is that correct? Or is one of them not have it?
Yes, they both have Pierre. I think the only runner that doesn't have Pierre right now is Sam. And I think that's because Sam hasn't been to Adult Lake, if I remember correctly.
I think that's correct, because Martin definitely has it. Yeah. I think that's correct.
Are we gonna have another long shot on Pierre's seed? I mean, no matter what, we're gonna have a scavenger hunt for the last item, no matter what. Unless they're both right next to each other in here. It's just the classic, the classic looter.
How much all do you want to meme here? Like, what's it gonna be today? Let's see here. What if it's like Mirror Shield, like compass chest or something, and then long shot on Pierre. Like, you think you have the item, and then it's just like, nope, just already here too. So, hate to see that. That'd be pretty good. Something on hammer chest, pretty good too. We haven't gotten any sometimes hints for anything in here, so we kind of going in blind. Always kind of scary for Fire Temple. Not really something you want to full clear because it takes a long time. It's one of the longer dungeons that you can do, and it's one of the ones that you can also split up into different parts and sections, so it's really pretty flexible routing sometimes. But it's like this kind of low-key situation, not anything, no items, but it's way the hero hinted. It's pretty suspicious.
I think if you get to a certain point here in Fire, you just say, screw it, I'm just gonna full clear.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the boss
I
key.
agree. See how far you can get at least. At least at the shortcut, hopefully. Be really rude if the scene just shuts the door on your face and you have to go do Volvagia and then go back all the way up for something too. Just a key on Volv, probably.
Really interesting, really important to check if your hover's locked here, actually.
Yeah,
Because of that GTG way of the hero.
it's true. Could be just for fire arrows. Oh, there's the 5th key. The map chest, so bow locked at least, but that's not a problem for any of the runners here. 2 bows, 1 in Anjun, Cac, and adults, and 1 in Valley. Both Spear 0. The seed is definitely heating up for Riley. As Sam gets the light arrows and bomb the well. Martin on dead hand. Gonna get his light arrows soon. And Marco not too far behind Riley as well. Some lower base here.
I kind of take back what I said earlier. I think overall, Marco does have a slight lead over Riley, even though he's behind in Fire Temple. Because he's got the boss key in water.
Yeah, he's got that, and he's got, I think, the overall execution edge over Riley. So I think he's going to catch up and probably get ahead of Riley here, unless, you know, I don't think there's really any way that's a different decision could be made, at least based on the information we have right now. There could be, like I said, something on Pierre and something in Deep Fire, so if one of them skips Pierre, that could be a big decision point.
Yeah, I could see Marco gaining time if the 2 of them follow a similar route. Marco has 39 chews, so he could use chews on Volvagia, while I think Riley is much more comfortable using bombs. So that will save Marco some time for sure.
Otherwise, I think Marco's ahead just because he has the water PK already.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like Marco's gonna kill Volvagia first and then come back into fire. Setting for roars.
Yeah, it could be something like long shot on Volvagia. So I don't know. That could lead to something. It's really doesn't want to waste time for Marco, and then Riley just committing to the full clear. This is kind of a decision point. But they're diverting at least a little bit, but likely they're both going to full clear, I think.
Yeah, this could be a double-edged sword for Marco, though. Say he finds Longshot on Volvagia and Riley finds something in Deeper Fire.
It's true. Just a small key on Pierre, though.
An unneeded small key as well.
Oh, that's the 7th one, though, so they don't really need it, but just the 6th one to Deep Fire.
Yeah, it's an unneeded small key.
Ooh, Marco doing the bomb shoe strats for Volvagia.
Yep, that will save him time. Really quick Volvagia kill. If Riley chooses to use bombs, he's going to sacrifice a good, like, 30-40 seconds or so.
Yeah,
Maybe more.
Less than 30 seconds. Something like that. Ooh, long shot. Look at that.
Okay, if there's something on Volvagia, Marco could get baited into leaving.
Yeah.
For his sake, he better hope that this is just like a piece of heart.
And
okay,
just a piece of heart. Pretty lucky.
He's good.
Yeah, he's gonna keep going. Have no problems here. So they're just gonna trade sections of the dungeon, so one's not gonna be necessarily ahead of the other. Riley was a little bit ahead of Marco, so we'll see if that stays true after fire here. As Just Sam is going a little bit deeper as well, he's making his way towards I think this is the initial loop. He just got in here. And then Martin also on the initial loop. So Just Sam and Martin now neck and neck. Yeah, kind of unfortunate for Just Sam. He just keeps losing time in this seed. Just not really anything to do with how he's played. I think he's played it pretty excellently, but the way his route's kind of lining up and the hints that he's gotten in the order that he's gotten them in, it's been very good, but I don't know. A lot of the early section, kind of how we were talking about earlier, the longest child segment one, going adult at the 32-minute mark, definitely now catching up to him.
Yeah, you can definitely see Arden's crash has kind of put him behind everybody, unfortunately, but there's definitely room for him to get back in this. It depends on how linear the seed is from this point out.
Yeah, I mean, depends if anything else isn't fired too. We're just gonna see Hammer Chest now on Riley's side. Haven't seen highest Goron yet either, so we're gonna see that as well. One of these is gonna be a small key. We have 7 keys currently out of 8. And Hammer Chest is bomb refill.
Riley is jumping down to highest Goron, even though he's checked everything but this check and only has 1 key. Well, he has not killed Vajia, yeah, actually, so he has no way of knowing.
Yep. He already committed to full clearing, especially with Dinkier already too, so not too surprised to see that. They equip Bigron probably, save quit back to full.
A long shot in Fire Temple, Delilah, that's what you're missing.
Already having long shot, they're just going to be on the hunt for Mirror Shield now, so slightly worse than if they were hunting for long shot. But it's somewhere in the seed. They're going to have to find it. They're running out of locations as well. Some of them have already checked fire-locked spirits. Some already have gone into water. And interestingly enough, we've only seen 2 items in Water Temple. None other have been hinted at, and we don't have letters still. Letters still MIA in the seed. That's pretty foreboding, I would say. And we have Shadow as a stone. So lots of scary options available, and not a lot of ways to get there. So I think it's going to be pretty linear unless they find Rudos.
Yeah, Rudos can open up a lot of different locations, but I'm pretty sure we gotta find Dins. I got that feeling in the back of my head that Dins is what's locking the seed for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Nocturne was in a way the hero location along with ZL, so it's a little hard to tell still if it's going to be one or both. Probably all of the runners are going to be thinking about that for sure.
We've got Hover Boots and Way the Hero GTG when fire is for sure not hovers locked. Fire arrows in there as well, but if Dins is available somewhere, then the fire arrows are not Way of the Hero, as long as they're not locked by magic somehow. So that would imply Hovers, Way of the Hero, not for fire, like 99% chances for Shadow.
What do we even have left available that we haven't seen? I guess just fairy fountains and stuff like that. Like in DMT, we haven't seen that, I don't think. Like in the
Shoot the Stun, we have not seen. Ooh, good old Danny B glitchless jump by Mr. Martin there. Looking swag on the restream.
Very nice.
Saving that 4 seconds.
Not incredibly easy to do, but still pretty cool.
It is very high risk, high reward.
Yeah, if you fall, you have to go all the way back up.
Personally don't do it because of the risk factor, but if you
Yeah,
pull it off first try, you look swag.
You look
Sometimes
pretty,
that's more important.
I don't know, I want to look 5 heads, so... but For me, I just get the ground jump stored and then just hover over and do the like bomb drop as you ground jump. Just
Safe,
so
consistent, reliable. Yep.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
Well, it can go wrong, but you know it's pretty low
it could.
It's rando.
Do we have a King Zora hint? Because
No,
King
we
Zora
just
is
do.
an Logic.
Yeah, it's 2 wallets, so I think most of the runners have both, except for Just Sam. The second wallet was in Child Spirit, so I guess he hasn't done that. He's the only person to not have done Child Spirit.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
Huh. He did go to Child or Adult Spirit pretty late as well, so that's not too surprising to see. Okay, Rowley gonna go in water here. Gonna be able to full clear it. See what route he's gonna take. As you're saying, probably gonna go to Compass Chest first, and then it's pretty linear to get to the BK, at least in this one. Mark, on the other hand, probably just gonna clear it and leave. Could see him just, I guess, stick in water. That's an option available. Still 2 items available in water. But it does take a while to get to.
Going map chest first.
Interesting.
Maybe Riley's thinking of going deeper into water.
Huh.
He has to know
Yeah,
that he doesn't have many locations left, so maybe he's thinking, I'm just gonna keep going after boss key because I don't have many better locations left to do.
He might be thinking it's a jet seed too. Like, I mean, it's not even that deep time-wise into the seed, and no one's finished. Like, it's definitely at the point of the seed where you make a play and kind of hope it works out. I mean, other than what he's doing now and potentially going deeper into water, there's not a lot of great options available left for him. It's a bunch of overworld checks, I guess, and that's it.
Yeah, it's just... A Toxic listed a bunch of them in chat, and a lot of those are just all over the place.
Yeah, nothing really... You can't really make that efficient, and you don't have any light or Bolero in this seed, so like this is a terrible kind of an end game. You're looking for Mirror Shield out of all these like kind of not great overworld locations, and the worst part is it could just be a letter that leads to something else that leads to Mirror Shield too. So they're not out of the woods for that. And you still have the Rang on 40 skulls, so like that's also just a fact of the seed.
I think the next major item is just like you just drop everything and follow it for sure.
Yeah.
All right, I almost said Marfa for a second. Marco
Marfa.
defeating Morpha.
Marfa defeating Marco.
Marfa. It's the French version of Morpha.
Morca. Gonna check Shooting Sun here. This could be very well something here. Oh, can you get a good look at it? Is it just a rupee? Just a piece of hearts. Okay. I think Morpho's a good one too. It's like not quite Morpho. Where's Marco gonna go? I guess gonna check the Firelock stuff and Spirits.
Yep, he has yet to check those.
Okay. And then
So
Martin's
this makes
making his way
perfect
through
sense.
fire.
But this is stuff that Riley has already checked.
Yep.
So Riley is gaining time here. I think Riley is going to take the lead here. It depends on whether Riley chooses to full clear water and if there are any items, required items.
Yeah, not any like huge major mistakes execution-wise as well from any of the runners on Bobby Stream today. So really a pretty tight race, I think, overall.
Yeah, we got Marco and Riley going at it. They have a little bit of a lead, the two of them, and Sam and Martin kind of
Pretty close.
each other behind them. Yeah.
Couple minute pad. it's really going to be... I think overall, that'd be really interesting to see how tight it is, too. A 38-person race with a seat structure kind of like this. Like, none of the decisions are really wrong, per se, but you do have to make all of them. It's kind of
like
one of those seats.
There's only so many checks left, and it's just pick a check and hope that you guessed right at some point.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with efficiency, so I think all the runners don't have the same checks left, and that's going to be a big factor in who gets ahead here.
For sure, yeah. Marco having to go back and do these checks that Riley has already done has given Riley the opportunity to get ahead here.
So the time save that we're saying that Sam did have kind of at the beginning, but then it kind of evaporated as people kind of caught up to him. We could see that kind of bounce back even as people maybe go back to those checks that Sam's already done in his first child segment even, depending on if they've gotten the same checks or not. So that could bounce him back as well.
Like, I think Marco is still the only person to have checked domains at this point.
Yep, yeah, I think that's the big factor in this one is Marco's done the most similar to Sam, but is slightly ahead of him.
He's, I'd say, a little bit more than slightly, personally. He's got a pretty significant lead on Sam.
That's fair. I guess fire and water too, yeah, that's fair. More like a 10-minute or something lead.
Yeah, I think Riley definitely came in here with the idea of, I don't have many checks left, I'm just gonna full clear water, because it's all in one place, and if I get lucky, I get lucky.
Yeah. We haven't seen Treasure Chest game yet. We do know where the Lens of Truth is. It's always, what if your shield's just there?
Honestly, post water, whatever I'm doing, I'd go pick that up in Graveyard.
I actually did a seed this morning that had Treasure Chest game Way the Hero, and I didn't want to find Lens, so I just did it lensless.
You brute forced.
Yeah. 7 tries, baby.
Riley getting uber rewarded for going to Dark Link.
Yeah, third item found overall in water are the ice arrows. Pretty useless, but pretty entertaining to find.
Time to go to Great Bay Temple.
No reaction from Riley. Wrong game. Wrong game. To get excited about him. Oh, gonna get the skull here. Still does not have 20. We'll see how many he has here once he collects this. As Just Sam's on fire.
And we didn't get to see it because he closed the text box too quickly.
Wow.
Damn it, Riley. Alright, river chest. Oh! It's the mirror shield! Riley's in go!
Baby. Wow.
Oh man, that's huge. Riley
That's
just
hot.
won.
Hot dude.
Riley just won.
The 4th item out of 4 items. By the way.
Oh man.
Wow.
The mech. The mech.
Yeah, I don't think anyone can come back from that unless someone's already gotten it. That's not on restream. Like I think Riley just wins.
So why? It must be fire arrows with hero and spirit then.
I guess so.
Because we don't need the hovers at all.
Yeah, I mean, he's in go mode, right?
Yeah, no, that's go. Like straight.
Yeah.
He's got everything he needs.
So yeah, we'll see if he makes it to first place here. Definitely in a very strong position now, and Marco's not going to go back to water for probably a long time, I would guess. Right?
Oh, man.
He's already found 2 of the items in there. He went back in there? Did he go back in there? He did go back in there, but he didn't find the 3rd. Didn't do Dark Link, so yeah.
Poor Marco. Riley has a history of beating Marco
Water.
because he decides to clear water.
Right.
This is like the third time this has happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty brutal. Not a very nice seed. Kind of putting an item in a river chest like that. Not hinted really in any way, and I mean, at least Song of Time was pretty early. You got a bunch of Ponas, so like, it's not like you're gonna miss it. But it's a pretty bad location overall. Definitely the worst dungeon, I think, in weekly settings. Only 4 item checks overall. The rest is just keys in the DK. But
Yeah,
this
I
could
wonder
be
what
a-
Mr. Martin's planning right now, because he's decided he's not clearing water, so he has to have an idea of how he's gonna route these remaining checks.
He could go back into water. I mean, I guess we'll see where he goes. He doesn't really have anything available.
It's time I start asking the question. When Riley.Duns, do you think the metagaming kicks in on our other 3 runners?
I mean, so let's try to map it out, see how much longer he has. The rest is Spirit. He already has the BK, right? Or does he still need that?
Pretty sure he already has the boss key,
Okay.
but
and
I'm
he's
not
already checked
100% on that.
I think he has access at least to the BK chest, and I think he might have already checked it. Either way,
Yeah,
it's
he's
gonna
checked the
be,
boss key checks already.
be like 5 to 10 minutes to finish this, and then like 5 to climb Ganon's. So like the 240 mark maybe might be the first place finish. So I think at that point the runners will be like doing overworld checks if they haven't gone back into water. Ooh, looks like Just Sam is going
Oh
Dark
man,
Link as well. Look at this. I mean, this is maybe his best option available. Like, just giving him time to think, even of, like, where to go next after this too is maybe a factor in play.
well honestly, when I get the boss key in like, I call it like
Super
mid-water, the quick eye switch, compass chest, if you don't do compass chest first, central pillar, it almost kind of makes sense to do Dark Link, because you know at that point you have 2 items remaining, you have the whole Dark Link loop. If you want to be safe, it makes sense to clear it. It's like, it's the aggressive plays that
It could be worth it. I mean, 1750.
like, if you know you don't have very great options remaining, like they're all very scattered and out of the way, very tempting with the location of the boss key to just say, look, I'm just gonna clear this so I know it's not here.
Yeah.
I could see myself convincing, I could see if I was playing this convincing myself to stay, but you never know.
Depends on how many small keys you have, I think. And you know it's 2 items, so if you have something like 4 small keys and there's still 2 items left, probably then it's worth it, but I don't know. I think that might be, for me at least, like the deciding factor. Sucker's a pretty low small key count too as well.
Yeah, this is where it comes back to player personality. Martin is a pretty aggressive player overall, and he left water as soon as he got boss key, and now he's unfortunately going to pay the price for it. But in many other seeds, that could be 100% the right play. It's statistically probably the right play,
Yeah.
but it comes down to player preference. It's more, do I do this now or do I never do this? And there are some players who prefer, I'm going to do this now over, yeah.
We've kind of seen that already too in how the seeds played out. Sam's been a lot more thorough in how he's been playing the seeds, so not too surprising to see that he's the only other one so far that's found the mirror shield there. And he's the last person that went adult too in the seed, and he's still in a pretty nice position now too to clear out the seed.
Yeah, I think Martin is in a position where the unfortunate order of events happened where he's doing Deep Spirit after water. So in water, he has little incentive to continue because he knows he has Deep Spirit remaining, which is a better play than continuing in water. Now that he's already left, it could be very difficult for him to convince himself to go back.
Yeah, exactly. And like, just thinking of it as like 2 checks too, like, versus maybe 4 checks that might take 5 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
if you keep kind of stringing overworld checks together like that, you can really build a case against going back to Water Temple. So the fact that it's so low item count is really going to work towards against a lot of players routing. I think gonna see the first place. I mean, 240. It might be like 235 now for Riley.
It's 234, 235 for sure.
Yeah. So it's gonna have an effect for sure. I don't know what that's gonna push people towards necessarily. Water? I don't know.
Well, here's the way I think about it. If you're Marco, Just Sam, Martin, they've all converged at one point in bottom of the well. They don't know that they did, but essentially, the seed, the progression of the seed was locked by Hammer. So, Hammer, which led to Long Shot, which led you to go back to Water, because like, you gotta be crazy to continue clearing Water when you don't have Long Shot and you have the boss key. I mean, it's possible, but like, if you take the time and kind of work backwards and say, okay, Riley must have gotten his Mirror Shield like 10 or 11 minutes ago. Where was I 10 or 11 minutes ago? And then like, you could sort of put the pieces of the puzzle together that way.
Yeah. I mean, Long Shot and Fire Temple being Wave Hero too. If you see somebody finish in first place, maybe you think back to like, okay, what did I just like last get? Or like, what is my most recent information? You can kind of start that way, or work back towards from the beginning, right? Maybe it was something that you missed in the early game or your early routing. So I think, yeah, it might push more people towards Water Hero. I mean, we'll see on research.
Oh no! Marco just got the letter on Darunia.
Oh no.
Oh no, okay, that...
Well, what an item location. That's terrible. No wonder no one's done yet. Some people probably found letter and are gonna get baited into 40 skulls potentially. Wow.
No, there's no way. With Riley's finish time coming up, there's no way you do 40 skulls.
No.
It's more... The only problem is, you can... Yeah, you could theoretically assume... You know Ranked Chess is dead. You could theoretically assume, okay, Riley must have gotten that letter early, he must have just handed it in, and it's probably just sitting in Fountain, or something like that. That makes sense now. That would make sense for Marco. So that's even less incentive to go back to Water. Wow, Ilagatua.
Look at that.
229, 29.
229s. That's pretty mean. Probably waited at Ganon's for a good 5 minutes for that one. Very impressive finish, though. Very good. Probably if you're Riley, you're probably maybe a little disappointed, but I didn't really see any major areas that he did that really yielded a whole lot of nothing. Kind of hard to stay time seeds like this though, right? Like even if you get the Mirror Shield on time and you don't miss it, it can just, there's so many available options in the seed that can lead you astray.
Here come all the finishers.
All the metagame decisions also incoming. We'll see. We'll see.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Toxic mentioned something in chat about dipping well early. Martin had an opportunity way back in the seed when he went to Nightcack to go into the well. It's very possible that some of our early finishers went into the well, grabbed their hammer, and then it's just Forest, Fire, GTG, Spirit, 1, 2, 3, Water, like bang, bang, bang. Just dungeon to dungeon to dungeon to dungeon. Marco's
they
going
just
up
picked
to...
actions.
Yeah. Marco's
Yeah.
going to DMT Fairy. From a metagame perspective, it kind of makes sense for him that this could have the final item he needs. Because it's kind of... You would think of this check as being along the way for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely thinking probably that he missed an item somewhere rather than kind of going towards the opposite end of the logic spectrum where maybe you didn't go deep enough somewhere. So it makes sense. I think as more people finish, though, that definitely will change how you react to it. He's already going back until now.
Well, he's being very indecisive. I think there's definitely some metagaming going on, to be honest. Like, he's written off the letter completely.
It could be anywhere. I mean, it's Mirror Shield, so it's definitely a difficult item to even metagame towards. Just what do you think the finishers already did is the biggest thing. How well do you know your opponents?
Just checking Lake. Oh, he's doing chickens.
Okay. It could be here, so definitely not a bad call. Right? I mean, it's a 3 to 40 minute check. It seems like a pretty fast seed overall, so maybe the finisher is good chickens, but I mean, no, 229 finish. It doesn't leave a lot of room, especially with a stone start.
Well, I mean, theoretically, you could put the mirror shield on chickens and say, okay, these people decided to do chickens before bottom of the well, got the mirror shield, and then didn't have to search for it forever.
That's true. That's true.
It does make logical sense for this check to be on chickens. It's just very unfortunate that happens to be in water of all places.
Looks like Martin's gonna clear something field related. He's going somewhere. I think he's going to HBA. He hasn't done that, potentially.
Yeah, it looks like Fortress HBA. And meanwhile, Riley coming in at a solid 3rd place. Hopefully. Bot hasn't updated. There it is.
Hey, top three. 233.47.
Congrats. Excellently played by Riley. By all these runners. Very, very well played match to this point.
It's been very close overall. Really just the mirror shield deciding it. Not a bad seed though overall, right?
No, it's actually a pretty nice seed. Interesting logic with, determining long shot locations and things like that.
Yo.
Welcome, Riley.
Hello.
GG, congratulations on 3rd place.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I don't know. Seed was kind of straightforward.
Very, very linear once you basically find the hammer, it's very linear.
Yeah. Obviously, like, I think my routing generally, the seed was really solid. My execution was missing a few spots here and there, but otherwise I'm really happy with this.
Yeah, pretty solid run. We were trying to figure out where you may have lost time to Illigatua and Sora, and it's possible that maybe they cleared less overworld, or they possibly went well earlier.
Yeah, if you go well a lot earlier, it's very reasonable. I don't know. I feel like there's no reason. What sucked for me this seed is peak Tech Deck Grotto, and I thought I had a huge advantage knowing Hook was there, and then unlucky Field was Way of the Hero.
Yeah, this seed could have been much, much worse if there were no Valley Way of the Hero or Field Way of the Hero. Just Sam went Valley in his Child 1, got both the bow and the irons, and we thought oh no, this could be a huge advantage, and then just Field Way of the Hero, Valley Way of the Hero, everything evened out in the end.
Yeah. The Valley Way of the Hero is what obviously helped me a ton.
Yeah, really bailed out a lot of the runners, I think, running through it. we only really saw on the restream that Just Sam got it without the hint, and then later found out Valley was hinted. So
Yeah, that must have been feels bad for Sam.
yeah.
I'm assuming Marco just bailed after Bosky and Water.
Yep. Did not want to check what the other 2 items were. I mean, finding half the items in water, it's pretty reasonable to bail there. But...
Yeah, I'm gonna hard assume fire arrows are way to hero because Din's is probably in Ganon's castle, is my bet. It just points to that way too hard.
They have to be because the hovers aren't required for anything.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly why. Oh, Din's is in Spirit?
Well, I mean,
What? Is it the mirror locked at the top?
yeah, it's behind fire arrows. Like it has to be. There's no other.
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
no
I mean,
other
yeah.
option. So
It's here for
theoretically
arm-
speaking,
What?
if you had done Torch Puzzle with just a bow, you could have skipped GTG completely.
Yeah. Shield was in River Chest, Cav. Yeah.
It's not
I-
a very nice location.
Honestly, once I got the Bosky in water, I knew the Dark Link and River Chest had 2 items, so and I feel like just committing to those was not the worst in the seed, so that's why I did it.
Yeah,
like-
pretty like back to back as much as it can be, right? So
Yeah, it was not terrible, and might as well finish up water while I'm here. Like, my other locations were not the greatest either. So,
yeah, definitely from
We
an
were talking
efficiency
about-
standpoint.
Yeah. And I was agreeing with you. Like we were talking about the remaining checks, and it was pretty much, it's either now or never for Water Temple, and there's types of players who prefer now, and there's types of players who prefer never, and the now players won over in this one.
right. I mean, I had Adult Lake, I think, left in Adult, and then I had, like, Child Goron City, Target in the Woods, Kokiri Storm's Grotto, Domain,
All
like,
bad checks.
all
Yeah.
really shitty. Where was Rudo's, by the way?
Runia.
Oh. Yeah, I think Marco's metagaming right now, going back in Deep Fire. And after this, I'm guessing he's gonna go water. That's probably what is gonna happen. But yeah, I don't think I inherently made terrible decisions to seed. Like, there's nothing that screamed out to me like that was terrible. I don't like I said, I feel like there's a few places I executed pretty poorly. But I really liked I was really satisfied with my Ferrera's win in DC play. I think that went super well because we knew Bolero and Minuet were super deep anyways. And when I got Value Wave Hero, and I had the feeling that Value Wave Hero was probably for Irons just because it was like gearing towards there.
Yeah, it was definitely cool to see that. I think pretty heads up. I mean, you knew you had to go back to Fire and Forest at some point, and you already knew Minuet's Mockery of the Time, and
Bolero's an ice.
Yeah, so it made sense.
Meanwhile, GG Just Sam coming in just under 240
Nice.
with a 239.48. 4th place, 3rd and 4th on Restream today. 2nd place overall on Restream. GG to Just Sam.
Back to back.
Wow.
Got Ace Slayer coming in 5th, 239.59, just barely sub 240.
Yeah.
Definitely sniped.
Also, I felt super bad because I ran out of arrows in fucking Spirit.
Yeah,
I
we saw.
I was trying to look for arrows. I didn't
Pretty
know
awkward.
like airdrops and stuff. I completely ignored Sunblock Room and Silver Gaunts. It felt really bad because I really wanted to do it with Fire Arrows Way of the Year. Like after GTG, I even went and crossed the Wastelands.
Yeah.
Which obviously was super super slow, but
Wait,
I was
did you remember that Wasteland was barren?
Wasteland. I never got the sometimes sent for it.
Oh, did you check Deku hints at all?
I checked the left one.
Oh, the right one was the Wasteland hint. Okay, that makes sense. Because I remember you checking the hints. I'm like, wait, doesn't Riley know that this is Baron?
Nope, I never got. I was missing one sometimes, and I'm assuming that's the last one.
Yeah, that's
Never lucky. Okay, that's it's probably I probably lost like a minute and a half for that then. I don't know where the other one was, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, I was scared for a little bit that Mirror Shield would have been in fire, and it was like fire and shadow, and it would have been a Din's hunt. Like that would have been super scary. But if Din's is literally locked in by Mirror Shield, like it's almost impossible. It's like almost impossible to get baited into seed.
So welcome to Just Sam here.
Yo, GG Sam.
GG boys. Damn, I did so many mistakes. I was so tilted at the beginning. But it's fine.
Hey, what did you think about the seed overall?
It was fine. I think it was not that bad. Dammer Shield maybe is bad, but the rest is fine.
I don't think Mirror Shield was that terrible because you're so bottlenecked into according to Illegatuo, Din's is in near 4 Armos and Spirit Temple, so you can't ever get baited into Shadow.
Oh
Like
my
the only thing you can realistically get maybe baited in is Jabu, but if you're pushing 40 skulls for a Rang, it's kind of bad already.
Yeah. I was not like pushing hard for skulls, but I was not like skipping every skulls.
Oh, I had like 15 skulls, I think.
I had like 23, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, and especially knowing Rank Chest was dead, like Rank had like even less value, obviously, but.
Yeah, it's a shame your Valley play didn't work out, Sam. What did you think about that when you found that hint?
About what? Sorry?
The Valley play?
Oh, I was so upset, dude. When I got in, I was like, no.
Yeah. It's kind of
Yeah. I was like, oh, nice, Iron Boots, and I see, oh, water is a medallion. I was like, nice. I go in DC and I get the end. So like, oh, fuck me.
Trying to imagine the seed without that Valley hint would have been pretty brutal.
Did you guys went in Valley or not?
I got the hint. The thing I did, I peeked Tech Grotto on my way to Lamon, so I saw Hook was there really early. So I thought that would have been huge for me, but obviously then Field got hinted, so I felt a bit sad about that.
No. I got the Hook because of the end, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had pretty similar openers too. You both went Southfield, but the only real difference was Sam went to Valley first, and then Riley went to Adult first. I think Sam was the last person on the restream to go Adult. Being a little bit more thorough.
I went Adult so late.
Yeah, 32-minute mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam was the last of our runners that stayed child to go adult.
So I was probably the last one in Forest too, I guess.
No,
The first one in Forest, actually. By a
What?
while. You beat everybody into Forest. You were the first person to get the
because
hook
of
shot,
the
actually.
irons. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's pretty great.
It's
Because you got
30.
it right after going Adult, so that was still before everyone else. Because they
Damn.
either didn't look at it or didn't get to it yet. Either the field way, the hero itself, or yeah, just routing, I guess.
so I guess everyone is looking for the Mirror Shield.
Yeah, Marco bailed after getting the new in water, hasn't gone back there yet. Is going to go back at door right now. Martin has found Lynn's. He did the treasure chest minigame. There's nothing there. Is now going to Domain. Gonna hand in lighter. Probably go Ice Cavern.
I think Marco did the same thing.
Yeah.
What was
Yeah.
Rudo's?
Martin.
Durinio.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Martin kind of got victimized by the order of events. He still had Deep Spirit left to do after he cleared water. So for him, Deep Spirit is obviously better than clearing the rest of water. And so it made coming back to water really bad in his current situation.
Oh, okay. Did you full clear fire or not?
Whom I did, yeah.
Did okay.
Yeah,
It's
I
very
full cleared
reasonable to full clear fire in that spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're right there. Long shot is there. You still have 2 items in fire left, so.
Yeah. Wait.
Wait, what?
Oh, what is the gold scale?
Gold scale?
HBA, I want to say.
Yeah, HBA.
Oh.
1,000.
Yeah. This is actually interesting to see through a ton of items that you guys
Oh my
really.
God.
What happened?
Oh, Mario in words.
Damn!
Nice.
Oh, I feel bad for words. I know how that feels.
I love the snipes.
X GAVA.
So Riley, we noticed something early on in your run. You actually set Furore's Wind into Dongos, and that was because no Minuet, no Bolero, at that point no Nocturne, right?
Yeah.
It's a pretty good spot to set Furore's Wind if you have none of those songs. Getting Furore's Wind and Magic really early actually lets you take advantage of that really well.
Yeah, I honestly, I was really satisfied after I made that play. Okay, I have Valley, Way the Hero. I kind of wanted to do a child trip there, and then I just went Valley, got Irons, and I was like, okay, that's Forest. So I just got that, went straight to the hook. And then I went into Spirit, did Spirits. And then I didn't do all of Spirit because obviously I didn't have Fire Magic, so I just did Child Climb and then Forest, went right back to DC, and then went straight to Forest from there.
Yeah, and
So-
Just Sam's early routing really let him take a lead early on. Everyone else went to Forest without the hook shot, but Just Sam was the only person to go to Forest the first time with the hook shot. So Sam actually had an early lead, but things kind of evened out towards the end, and
Yeah.
now here we are with a Mirror Shield hunt.
What the fuck? Ela and Sora both did water before the well.
I went in water before the well too, but I didn't get the Mirror Shield.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised by that.
Weekly winning plays,
I guess, yeah.
essentially. I mean, it's really just a seed that cared about efficiency overall, for the most part.
Right, yeah. Hmm.
So it makes sense. It was pretty tight for most of it, though. It was pretty interesting to see all the small advantages and disadvantages that everyone had. So.
Not Logical AD, can't be Logical AD. Saria's is on Temple of Time, I want to say, or Burning Cack, either or.
Yep.
Fire Arrows are Way the Hero words.
Saria's
Is
is
it
blocked by water, and Epona's is on Burning Cack for sure.
Yeah, I never got those songs, so obviously water into Mirror Shield into Spirit. Wait, where? Oh,
Marco's doing
Marco
King
got
Sora?
blue fire. Oh no.
I'm surprised he's discommitted to doing this play. He's
Forgotten
thinking.
about water.
He must have forgotten something.
Yeah. He's looking at this map.
He must think he's forgotten something.
Yeah.
Marco's like Omega metagame here now. He's probably thinking there's almost no way it's an ice with those times. I think, and I wager to agree.
Whenever I see the map in the game, I'm always thinking of a cork board, strings attaching different points, just where could it be?
Wait,
A mirror shield.
where did Martin not open the short? Where's Martin going? It's climbing all of fire for deep fire, I guess. Oh, that's hammer chest. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, there's no way Marco does 40 here.
No way. 40 is 100%. not required at all. Like this, he has to be going to Ice Cavern.
Yeah.
Like we kind of reasoned it out when Marco picked up the letter that it makes sense for someone to like somehow grab the letter with their routing and hand in the letter and like do Fountain and grab Go Mode and Fountain, theoretically speaking. But even then, that's kind of a stretch. He would have to rely on somebody finding the letter much earlier. Like, we were thinking that essentially it's just, okay, somebody finishes at like 2:30 whatever, you subtract 11 minutes from their time, because that's how much time it would take them to finish beating Spirit and Ganon's Castle, and then you figure out, okay, where was I 11 minutes ago? That's probably where it is. But it seems as though Marco and Martin have different ideas as to how other people routed this seed.
Yeah.
Just committed to last location in water. I mean,
Yeah. It's a real feels bad, to be honest.
I think more
Very,
people
very, yeah.
Was Marco the first one with
Very
5 heads on
talented
race stream?
runners. Yes,
Yeah, I mean,
he was.
shocker.
But, I mean, you were not far behind him at all.
Okay.
you had a pretty similar opener and mid game, I would say. Probably the first hour and a half you played pretty similarly overall. It's really just the mirror shield that Marco's kind of getting hung up on. He was in water before you, so if he had gone like deeper and found mirror shield first, he would have been in.
Right.
It's a shame. These are very, very talented runners. Just, you know, they're making a decision, they're sticking to it, and it's just like, it feels bad, because they've really played an excellent race today, up to this point. All the credit to Martin and Marco.
Marco doesn't need credit, please. I was meaning.
So Sam, what was your feelings when you found that Valley Way the hero in the Dongo's Cavern?
It was pissed.
Yeah, we were talking on comms about how that must be like the most disappointing
I mean,
hint to find.
it wasn't that bad because I knew if like a lot of people skip it at the beginning, but I never skip it when I get bombs early in Midos or the cookie sword chest. I always do Valley when I get bombs.
Yeah, that's a very valid strategy, especially if like you're not confident with Cat Chain. Marco ended up doing Cat Chain, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
If you're not confident with Cat Chain, doing Valley Lake is always a safe bet if you want to make sure you get those 3 grottos.
Yep.
What song is here in Ice Cavern? Is it...
Ice Cavern has to be...
Bolero.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Bolero, yeah, we was considered.
We got it, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
I look
yeah.
at my notes.
It's been a while.
Yeah, we got that like immediately.
Both on ice here, just chilling out.
Rudo's letter was on Darunia, Zephyr. J-Bone, 25, finishing in 10th place with a time of 2:55.24, and that rounds out our top 10 for this seed.
Nice. Yeah, Jay's a pretty new overall
Nice.
runner too, so
Yeah,
that's a
Jay's been grinding.
pretty impressive finish for him.
Everybody asking where Rudo is.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad check, to be honest. It's kind of I mean, from my point of view, obviously I didn't play the seed, so my thinking is a little biased. But from my point of view, Darunia is just a bad check overall, and
Yeah, it's
it'd
bad.
be really tough for me to convince myself that it's somehow related to the seed.
Yeah.
Ooh. Marco getting stopped there by the keys mid hover. Feels bad. I wonder where's gonna go
Marco's
after ice
first
right
person.
now.
Sorry.
I wonder where he's gonna go after ice though.
I mean, unless you forgot about water.
It's pretty much running out of stuff to do. It's kind of the same situation as Martin here.
And he.
Yeah. Pretty sure you only have water left, no?
He has Jabu technically as well.
Yeah,
but
but there's no way he's farming for these skulls.
Dude, 29, first place.
yeah,
That'd be pretty sick.
to farm 40 for Stone Jabu, yeah.
Yeah.
With letter on Darunia, like
Yeah, right. Like,
No thanks.
absolute fantasy for Rando, but that'd be so sick though, wouldn't it? Like, that'd be such an impressive finish.
Liam 6th and 11th with 257.27. GG. Marco looks like he thinks he forgot something.
Yeah.
Or he's just tilted and ready to give up. Marco never forfeits though, so I'd be surprised if he does.
Yeah. He probably forgot he has water.
Could he have misread the key logic, potentially?
I doubt it.
Maybe
He
he
thought of
doesn't...
What did he do in deep water? Like, did he just get Bosky and Bale?
Yeah. I think he did map, compass, I think the BK chest, and then also torches.
Looking
chest?
at hints.
Okay, he's going
SPT
back.
Gira
He's
in
going
12th.
back.
258.14.
He's going back. Back into the depths of Water Temple. Just what a seed.
Marco's finally going to water.
Yeah. Gonna take a quick little swim here.
Wait, Kira, you never went to GTG Way the Hero? Wow.
What?
I said it was possible to skip it if you knew bow crap and spirit.
Oh,
I mean, you
it's a
didn't
lot
need.
of time save too.
Oh yeah, you had to do the map just with pushing the Armos, right? Because the keys were actually like you actually needed fire source.
Well, no, I think you could do bow crap and torch puzzle and then just leave and long shot over to the Silver Gauntlets chest, and you wouldn't have to do the map chest.
Because I was
do
missing one key before I couldn't even climb up to adult to like where the Anubis is without doing map chest.
Yeah.
So you needed to do map chest to keep going in spirit.
Well, no, you could push the statue, go into the
Right.
room, and do. The
Yeah,
torch
that's what I
puzzle.
mean. Like if you
Yeah.
didn't get fires, you had to push the statue up. Otherwise, you couldn't. Okay, sunblock was the other key. Yeah. Yeah, Marco's reaction. Yeah.
I'm turning his audio on.
Just a little bit further in water from Marco.
It
And
looks like Martin's
also
going. Yeah.
Yeah, Martin's going as well.
Good for them.
Well, they don't have a whole lot left, so...
M'étonnerait, hein. Ça peut, mais c'est étonnant.
13th place Blaze 1438 with a 301.04.
So that was a misclick though. Blaze did forfeit.
Peut-être que c'était
Oh,
Rocky
click
Sweater
wrong
et j'ai mal
button.
vu, mais je crois pas. Non, c'était un cœur
Okay.
de boss. Bon, après, je retourne dans tous
The
les
old,
donjons.
the old
voir
psych
quel
out,
check j'ai
I get
oublié.
it.
Try to get people to metagame and just quit.
Putain, mais... Ouais, d'accord. Ouais, je me suis fait enculer de ouf, là. Putain. Bon, j'ai aucun regret, hein. J'ai 0 regret.
Riley, can we have a translation?
He says he's not upset that it's there. Yeah.
Probably
He's
disappointed.
got yeah. Yeah.
T-Riss and Fiction coming in 13th and 14th. Yeah, Marco is
behind. A little bit more. 30.
is not happy with how events have gone.
I mean, it's basically last location, right?
Yeah.
Kind of unfortunate to see and experience, obviously. It's not great. I actually last location something pretty recently, I think a couple days ago. It was mud around chickens. But you know, it's fine.
In the end, both Marco and Martin played extremely well. It's just very unfortunate that their routing and decision making took them away from the last item they needed. Yeah. Another snipe. Martin's got his mirror shield. He's now in go mode.
I love snipes. Just can't get enough of them. Love getting sniped. I love sniping people. I think I'm one of the few snipe enthusiasts. I don't know if anyone else is particularly jazzed about them, but I find them exciting.
See, I like sniping people because it means that I didn't win by bullshit.
I like sniping
I didn't
sponge
beat this person.
because then I can rub it in.
There you go.
Careful, buddy.
I mean, I don't mind getting sniped because it just means, oh, I could have been faster. So, you know.
Yeah, for the most part, I think we've covered most of the things we've really wanted to touch on from the seed. The seed was very, very linear once you found the hammer. It was essentially like you had a really open beginning of the game, but like the best play was just to do your progression, and then like once you finished up like checking, you know, like spirit and DTG, way the hero, then it's just like, all right, well, my next best play is bottom of the well, and then the seed is just locked by the hammer in there. And
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of waiting on Martin and Marco to kill Twinroba and Ganon. Both pretty close to each other.
Yeah, Martin's essentially a full Rova fight behind Marco. It's about a 4 or 5 minute difference, roughly.
Yeah.
It's pretty long.
Yeah, with the cutscenes and Rova RNG. Yeah, Martin did have a crash earlier. It did cost him about like 2 to 3 minutes. He had to redo water up to his boss key. That could have potentially influenced his decision to not full clear.
He also had to redo his key bindings, it looked like.
Yeah, it looks like his controller got messed up.
Yeah, Martin's had issues with the controller before. I'm curious if anybody got the rang of the seed.
That's probably one person that did. Talking about it earlier in the seat. There's that one crazy person who always goes for the big play.
Not to be crazy, but it'd definitely be very aggressive. Wild routing for sure.
I mean, given the items that we had early, it's not even like unfeasible that somebody could just like get all the skulls along the way and end up close to 40 and then find letter and just say, hey, I'm just gonna quickly get 40.
Yeah, definitely. It kind of like Toxic was pointing out in chat, there's like 30 to 35 skulls available really early, so
Or yeah, like
really
the
wanna-
seed gave you like a bottle, bombs, like the seed was gearing you up so you could get skulls. So I was like, okay, maybe job was required, and then job was just down. Is like, oh, and then you get a boomerang just in, so you're like even less interested in that rang. Like,
yeah.
obviously, like it's not rang locked, but knowing it's dead makes you want to not dip Jabu.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of good that letter was not in a more prominent location. Otherwise, that also just opens up so many more checks and bait. Really, there was nothing there behind letter.
Just the story of the seed is just two runners who made one play in water and two runners who unfortunately made the other play. And sometimes randos like that. And it can be very, very frustrating when that happens to you. I'm sure Marco and Martin are both very frustrated, but you just gotta shake it off, come back next time, and hope that the results are better. All you can do is play as best you can.
If you let just one seed beat you, then it's not the way to do it.
Yeah, of course. And these runners know for sure that they've dealt with situations like this before, where it's just like an unfortunate routing mistake. They're definitely
Right. Right. Marco's entering Ganondorf. Martin's climbing the tower.
yeah. We should be finished up here in roughly
5-ish, yeah.
4 to 5 minutes. Alright, Marco during the Ganondorf fight. There is one spot left in top 20.
Is Marco gonna get it? Not the top half though. 19th was top half of all finishers. 38 people in this race, of course. 3 forfeits only at this point. A little surprising to see. Just Water Temple, its reputation a little bit.
Yeah, an item in unhinted deep water definitely can cause some runners.
Nightmare scenario for a lot of people, I think.
Yeah,
Wake up in the middle of the night because you just saw there was like 1 to 2 items in deep water unhinted. Like, oh my god, that didn't happen, right? It's
Alright.
It's scary for sure.
And there's Marco. Looks like a 3:13:25, 20th place. GG Marco. GG. Martin following right behind. Gonna be a couple of minutes behind. A TB, GTG was Way of the Hero for fire arrows for spirit key logic. Because you could not get Din's fire without first getting a fire source locked small key in Spirit Temple.
Yeah, it looks like Marco's gonna turn down the interview, just a little bit too tired, so don't blame him one bit.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
They're a frustrating end to the seed. I totally understand.
yeah, we'll see if Martin wants an interview, and if not, we'll probably wrap things up here.
Alright, everybody. Get your GGs in chat. We're about to finish up. We've had an excellent restream here tonight. 4 very excellent runners. A little unfortunate for 2 of them, but still, with the level of play here we saw tonight was definitely the best that the OTR community has to offer. GG, Martin. GG. Behind 21st, 3:15:45.
Hey guys.
Is Delilah?
Yeah, it's Delilah. He has not answered me in chat. Oh, he is coming. Okay, never mind then. I was going to go over the schedule while I waited, but it looks like he will be coming in for an interview. I can still go over the schedule.
All right, cool.
Before he gets here.
Excellent.
If I can find it.
Definitely got a
Let's
few
see.
questions.
Tomorrow morning, Q Game is going to roll the you. Oh, good. Here he is. You guys could chat about
Welcome,
that.
welcome, Martin.
GG Martin.
Yeah, hello. GG's.
G.
I'm assuming you had a ton of fun.
I don't know how many people finished so quickly. Like, how did you duel the rest of water?
My biggest reasoning is all I had left was like a amalgam of like obscure and weird checks. Like I had like Adult Lake, and that's all I had left adult. And then I had like Chalcoron City. Like it was like 2 checks in water. It took like 3 minutes because of the water key logic. So you knew Central and Dragon's Soul chest because the boss key had a small key. So I just went there and right away after I got boss key.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I tried to skip most of water.
I genuinely think it wasn't bad to see.
Yeah, it's kind of the problem with Mirror Shield specifically is like your go mode, right? It could just be anywhere.
Yeah, Mirror Shield, Rang, Longshot are obviously the 3 worst at every point in the...
Yeah, until Mirror Shield, the seed was fine, I think.
Yeah, the seed was very all converged at bottom of the well. You took slightly different paths in the beginning, but mostly just did everything that everyone else did, kind of out of order. And then everyone converged at bottom of the well, and essentially it came down to I want to say you hadn't done Deep Spirit by that point, like after the fire locked key. And so you left water and went to go do Deep Spirit, and was that a factor in why you left water at that point?
Yeah, I had so many things, but I don't know. I just thought it wasn't as good, and then I didn't want to come back.
Yeah, for sure. That makes sense.
Yeah, Spirit was definitely something that I wanted to do because it was progression for me, but then, yeah.
Yeah, also earlier, you looked like you were having some issues with RetroArch. What happened exactly? Did you...
I don't know, my controller got... like, I had to configure my controller again for some reason, and I don't know that my keybinds for my keyboard, so I ended up closing RetroArch by mistake.
Okay, yeah,
So
we
I had
were
to do
concerned
a
about
little
that.
bit-
We thought maybe you might have crashed and, like, worst case scenario, lost a save file or something, but we were glad that when you quickly came back after fixing.
Yeah, it was my controller. I don't know what happened, but it is a quick fix if I just bind the buttons again. But then I don't know my keybinds for my keyboard, so I closed RetroArch by mistake.
Rip.
It was like a minute, I think, or maybe 2, because I had to do a little bit more of what I have done before. But it wasn't that bad, I think.
Yeah, like, there were parts of the seed where it was... Like, Marco and Riley were very close to one another ahead of you and Sam. And it was just like, we were hyped up because it's like, okay, we're gonna have 2 close races here, like, could be really interesting. And then, like, Riley found the mirror shield, and then Sam continued in water, and I'm like, oh no, like,
Yeah.
they've switched. Now it's Martin and Marco.
Yeah, I guess it was a pretty close race with Marco at the end.
Yeah, both of you were you basically did the same stuff at the end. You both did Ice Cavern, you both pretty much did exactly the same stuff. That crash might have actually, like, cost you, like, beating him, potentially. I'm not sure how much time that actually lost you, but...
Yeah, I don't know. It was probably like a minute or 2, so maybe. I don't know. doesn't matter now.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, let's shout out our runners. Marco, Just Sam, Mr. Martin, Riley, and our tracker, who are coming up on the screen or not. Bad bot. Commentators. Yeah. Hey, we got me.
What?
Apparently me. No. I'm just restreaming. Our commentators were Salty Sponge and Emo Soda.
That's me.
And let's see if the trackers work. Let's see. There we go. Siberian, Tyler, Lucky, and Cephalotos. You can say it better, can't you? I think Emo Soda said it better earlier.
Cephalopod?
Yeah.
A
Cephalopod.
frozen cephalopod.
Okay. Cephalopod. And I'm going to go over our schedule really quick. Tomorrow morning, Q Game is rolling the EU. Good luck. That's at 9 in the morning Eastern and 1 p.m. if you are across the pond in a specific time zone. Immediately after that, we have after that, during the same time, we have a Majora's Mask tournament. Majora's Mask Randomizer tournament, and that's What the Hell versus the Miji. And at 2 p.m. is the Minish Cap Randomizer Weekly. At the same time, there's another Majora's Mask Randomizer tournament, Earl Weird versus Rahila. And at 7 p.m., there's the Ocarina of Time GSR entry-level tournament semifinals. And that is tomorrow. You know, it's a short slate. It will be covering. I think they are staggered enough that it's on ZSR and ZSR2, and that's it. Thank you so much, everybody. Do you have anything else you want to say, guys?
I have nothing specific to say. Just thank you for restreaming me again. I always enjoy being here. It's always fun.
All right, I am going to raid Vidya James. He was playing Drunus yesterday in the Majora's Mask Randomizer, and this is his very first Ocarina of Time Randomizer seed. So I'm going to raid him, and we can give him some Ocarina of Time Randomizer love. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Have a great night.
See you around.
See ya.
Catch you later.